I'm always like, it's annoying because I never go to the right freaking option to sync. Like, I've done this so many times, yet I'm like getting confused between whatever. Anyway, doesn't matter. Hello everyone. I had to sort of make a decision as to whether or not I wanted to stream now or later on, because yesterday I streamed a lot later than I usually do, and I had a much larger audience on YouTube, so maybe streaming later is a better time for people on YouTube, but look, I just really wanted to stream a bit earlier on today. Maybe some other day I'll do it a little bit later, but yeah, I think this is going to work best for me for now. So, let me just make sure everything is in order. I think everything looks fine. Yeah, it should be good. I'm cool with that. Going to refresh Twitch, refresh YouTube, launch YouTube on my end. Oh, come on. Why isn't the live stream coming up on YouTube? Are we even live on those platforms? Well, hopefully we are, because if we're not, it's going to be annoying. Strangely enough, I'm not getting the option to watch back the live stream on YouTube, so I'm currently streaming on Twitch without issue, but YouTube I'm not sure about. Oh! What if? No, that shouldn't be the case. Let me go into... Hold on. I have to go into my live dashboard and see what's going on. Do bear with me for a moment. I am live, but for some reason I just can't access that. I mean, it's not set to unlisted or private, is it? It shouldn't be. Let me just check. No, it should be fine. It's just for some reason I'm not able to access that from my channel, which is, I mean, usually I can access that from my channel, so I'm just making sure that everything's alright, I guess. It seems that I'm streaming without issue on YouTube, which is important for the sake of archiving, but strangely I just can't access the stream from my YouTube channel like I normally do. Hopefully this doesn't become a running theme, because this is not really what I want. Sort of limits the accessibility of the live stream, I would say, but anyway, what do you do? Maybe it's just me and my stupid playback, I've got no idea. Regardless, what we're going to be doing in this video is focusing on our compound longbow, which is this weapon here. We currently have it to +1, and I just reviewed what level we need to get it at to be able to infuse it with sticky, or infuse it with spider stone to make it a sticky bow. And what we need is +3, which is actually a very low upgrade. So what that means is that very soon I need to try and work on my dexterity. It's currently at 15, which is decent, but I definitely need to work on it a little bit more. The first level of sticky is not going to give me a huge dexterity boost, but it is going to drop back my strength boost, so I need to sort of bump up my dexterity boost to match that. So that is the current situation. Anyway, what we're going to do first and foremost is give this guy the jade hair ornament. Going to chat to him until we exhaust his text. No. It's just that I saw it in his not in his inventory. I saw the jade hair ornament in my inventory not long ago. So once again, the Ring of Herculean Strength Ring is just a nice thing to have, so going to give it to him. Not he's going to give it to me, but I'm going to give him the jade hair ornament. Anyway, I'm going to put away any weapons that I don't need. Definitely not the bastard sword. I might keep the scimitar, because why not? Put away these mail breakers, I don't need them. I should be fine with arrows in the forthcoming area, simply because, you know, I've been thinking slashing damage doesn't do much to these weird troll enemies. However, I would say arrows probably do something. because they're technically piercing if you think about it, so yeah, it should be fine. So I can buy as many as 291. We're not going to buy that many. I'm instead going to buy around 200. In the end, I didn't really... You know what, let's buy 150, because if you guys remember, we went through... maybe I'll play it safe and get 160. Anyway, that should be enough, surely. So we've got some heavy arrows here, it's just that we don't have access to the vendors to purchase them yet. I think we're able to buy them from Patches the Hyena. I don't know about Grave Robber Blige, maybe he sells them. But anyway. I think we're ready to go, everyone. There's nothing that we really need to set up with here. Oh, we'll fix this, we don't really need that business. We're not going to use Crescent Moon Grass from this point forward, so we'll just use Half Moon, I think. And we should be good to go. So, the boss that we kill in World 2-1, which is the Armor Spider, if you use the Armor Spider's soul with a bow at +7, you can create the Lava Bow. Now, I'm not going to use the Lava Bow because I'm going to put all of my points into Dexterity anyway, and what that means is that, one, the Lava Bow isn't going to be getting additional damage through magic. That would just be a strange thing for me to have a pure bow build yet be putting points into magic just to get higher fire damage with the Lava Bow, when you consider the fact that I'm going to be focusing mainly on Dexterity, which is going to be a lot more effective with the Longbow Sticky than, say, the Lava Bow, because the Lava Bow is decent, however, it has less damage, even with all of that fire, than the Sticky Compound Longbow, so there's just no real point in me bothering with the Lava Bow in this build, unfortunately, so yeah, that's not going to be happening. It's going to be sticking to this bow, pretty much. We're doing a decent amount of damage with these arrows, which makes me happy. It is only the first level of World 2, so we shouldn't expect the enemies to have too much defense. I don't know how we're going to go about dealing with the dogs. What I might do is fight them from a long range instead. I've got quite a good target distance here. I don't know if that has to do with my bow or not. Can I normally target them like this at such a distance? I don't know. Now, an interesting thing that I've just noticed is that there is no stamina consumption when firing a bow, which is something that I'm just not used to. But anyway. Okay, so it's best to fight these guys from this distance first. See, look at that, that's crazy. It's very, very difficult to actually... No, not you. Shit. Well, thank you for stopping there for that brief moment. Can't see what's going on, but I managed to kill him, which is important. So, I'm not going to use this Half Moon Grass just yet. There we go, excellent. So, we can actually move while doing this reasonably fast, so that's cool. I can shoot you from a distance. As you can see, we're well out of his target range, so... Oh no. I stand corrected. And I tried to slowly shift to the side there, but it did not work at all. So... Damn. You can see that that Flame Toss actually has a minor homing effect. Actually, I don't think that did. Or maybe he aimed it too far from where I was standing. I don't know. Anyway. So I think there was another guy over here. We may as well kill him because all of these guys, not just the ones with the bags, but all of them, do have a chance to drop some Hardstone and Sharpstone. And Spiderstone as well, I think. But that might only be in World 2-2. Because I know the guys in World 2-2, the regular guys with the fists, apparently, they have a chance to drop Spiderstone, and we need a lot of Spiderstone And it's worth mentioning that as far as collecting Spider Stone from Crystal Lizards, you might have noticed that in World 2.2, I say you might have noticed because I've done 2 builds so far, not including this one, and I've been in World 2.2 to pick up upgrade materials a number of times. And you may have noticed that really, you don't get any Spider Stone from the Crystal Lizards in World 2.2. So where do you get them from? You get them from the Crystal Lizards in this area specifically. The reason being that, well, Spider Stone relates in one way, I don't know how it does, but it relates to the Armor Spider, who is the boss of this area, so they have a bit of a running theme of spiders, I guess you could say. That's the justification for Spider Stone existing here. And, yeah, so I don't know how to deal with this guy. He's not actually following me, and it's bothering me a little bit. See, I need to fight you in such a way that... I mean, come on, mate. See how he won't leave this entrance? I mean, you are seriously pissing me off. Why are you such a little bastard? And also, why do you take 3 arrows while the rest were taking 2? That's something I would love to know. Anyway, I'll be back in just a brief moment, about 10 seconds. I hope you've enjoyed that good look at my character's ugly face. Now, I don't have too much Half Moon Grass if you haven't noticed. Hopefully I do get some more of that, but we'll have to see. Now, there's a Crystal Lizard sort of nearby, I think. No, I'm misplaced. That's alright. I just don't want to miss out on any opportunities to kill the Crystal Lizards here, and it's... I'm gonna have to try and kill them from a distance, you know. Actually, I should have been sniping you. I guess we'll have to fight you close range for a change. Uh-oh. Shit. Whoa. You are attacking in quick succession, my friend. It's a bit annoying. You can see there is no flinching going on when he is in the casting animation. That's one annoying thing about this guy. There we go. Yeah, well, I've never really understood why he finds it funny that he's dead, but anyway. It's just a strange thing. See if anything's going on YouTube. It probably isn't. No, I do have a viewer, apparently. Let me just double check my page to see if the live stream's actually up. Oh, it's finally up. That's a good sign. So I'll get out of the dashboard and actually go into the live stream page, because I prefer to be there. But yeah, cool. So might go back to Twitch. There's a guy with a bag in the middle there, so he will indeed be dying. So I don't think that the fist guys here drop Spider Stone in this level. It must be in 2.2. But anyway. We do get a little bit of complimentary Spider Stone in the boss room and from the boss. So, I say from the boss, you get pure Spider Stone when you touch the Archstone after killing the boss, so... yeah, I don't know. We're only going to need 1 pure Spider Stone, but it's more the chunks that I'm worried about. Hopefully we can get all the chunks that we need. We should be able to. I'm sure they very easily give you enough in this game to level up 1 bow to +5 sticky. At least ideally they would do that, so that's what I'm hoping. As far as my arrow count, I don't know. I think we'll be alright. Got a lot of enemies to kill in this area, so hopefully I don't run out. Might have to get some more for the boss. Fighting the boss with arrows won't be too difficult, I don't think. We'll see how it goes. Oh. This is a guy with a bag. He likes to flail himself around a little bit. So it's actually hardstone that we want, not sharpstone, but we're not going to need too much hardstone simply because getting it to +3 is not going to be a difficult thing to do whatsoever. So yeah. If we head up through here, we will soon be meeting a fire lizard, and I'm gonna see if it's easy to kill him with a bow. It's just interesting to fight all sorts of different enemies with the bow, because I generally don't do that. Even if I do have a bow, I often forget that I have it, so I don't make use of it all the time, unless I can really identify some long-range confrontation. Actually, I have used the bow on the fire lizards before. Generally, to get the whatever it is, dragonstone that is being protected in that area with lots of fire lizards, because obviously you don't really want to go into that area with all of them alive, so I often snipe them with it. Oh, I think there's a crystal lizard around here. No, I'm misplaced again. I'm just a bit paranoid actually about missing a crystal lizard. So yeah, this is the room I was talking about with lots of fire lizards in it. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then these guys crawl up. 7 in there in total. Well, not in there, but in here there are 7 in total. So I'll probably shoot you from a distance. Yep. The compound longbow is obviously a bow with a much greater range than the short bow. So it's not just a damage thing, it's also a range thing that causes me to use long bows as opposed to short bows. I think the only negative aspect, and it's hardly a negative, would be weight based. So for instance, a long bow is going to be heavier than a short bow, but come on, I mean, if you want more damage and you want more range, then just make that compromise. And we're talking about a pretty small difference of weight here, so it really doesn't matter that much. Two guys with bags, and as per usual protocol, I'll probably unlock that shortcut and then give all this stuff to Stockpile Thomas. So let me just double check our item burden right now. It is, oh hey, we actually don't really need to do that. It's more if I want to go back to Baldwin and buy some arrows. I don't know if I want to do that. I currently have 55, so maybe it would be a good idea to buy some. Because I've already... Didn't I have 170 or so? Or like 165 to 170 arrows when I started here, so maybe I do want to buy some more. Maybe I'll top up to 100 before we go, because I'm going to need a lot during the boss fight. That's the only problem. Because if I am indeed hell-bent on using a bow during boss fights, then yeah. Not that I necessarily want to, it's just, you know. What I'm going to do, yeah, that's a good idea. I'll probably just, almost rolled too soon there and ended up falling further down. But yeah, what we'll do is return to the Nexus, top up our arrows to around 100, and then we'll also upgrade our bow, maybe to +3. I would say probably to +3, so let's go do that. It's not necessarily a bad thing for us to upgrade it beyond +3, I don't think. It's a minimum of +3 to upgrade into sticky. So, at least I believe that's how it works. I hope it does, but probably just to be safe I won't mess around. I'll just get it to +3 and that'll be it. See, now that's easy. So I can make a quality compound longbow at this point, but you see, we don't have Spiderstone yet, and Baldwin doesn't work with Spiderstones, so it doesn't really matter. Oh yeah, need to buy some more arrows and then we'll be good to go. Keeping in mind, of course, that not only does the bow affect the amount of damage you're doing, arrows also affects the amount of damage you're doing, and there is a large variation to the different arrows that you can have. Generally, if you're talking about damage, heavy arrows is best. White arrows are... Actually, no, white arrows are technically best, but the problem is you have limited accessibility with white arrows You have an actual limit to the number that you can have in each run. So what that leads me to feel and believe is that it's not even worth bothering with white arrows, because it's just, I don't know. I just don't see a benefit in wasting time with an arrow type that you can't really get that many of. Now, this guy does not drop Spider Stone, I will mention. However, we may as well get his materials anyway. I should have put my stuff away, regardless, into Stockpile Thomas's. Oh no, I did. Good on me. I thought I might not have done that. Anyway, so I'm going to go and pick up whatever's down there. I can't remember what it is, but we're going to pick it up anyway. Or rather, for that reason, just a single shard of clear stone. What a waste. Mainly a waste of time, if anything. Let's roll over onto that. Super dangerous, but hey. I do like to live dangerously, says Austin Powers. But, yeah, excellent references. Not that I ever watched Austin Powers, it's never been my sort of thing. It was always a little bit too stupid for me. But, I mean, some of it was alright, but a lot of it was not. But regardless, it wasn't really my sense of humour. Alright, we'll let this guy break this thing down, if he can actually swing at me. There we go. He has pretty good range with that weapon. What even... I mean, what are those weapons? They're obviously, melting something or other swords. What are they? I'm trying to look at them. Are they claymores? I can't really see. The actual blades themselves are kind of cut into a strange angle, but... So, well, not even that. It's jagged. I'm trying to look at the hilt of the sword to see what it is. I think they're just long swords, you know? Regular long swords, but even having said that, they seem a bit longer than regular long swords, so I don't know. Oh, I hate this fucking guy. He's set up just to immediately attack you when you get into that position. He's so annoying. So, I'm hoping that my theory that as far as my souls are concerned, I'm going to have enough. There we go. So you can get Spider Stone from these guys. That's good to know. But I'm hoping that my theory that I'll have enough souls to level up by consuming the boss souls is correct, because I feel like I've used a lot of souls on arrows lately. So, yeah. I just hope that my soul level isn't heavily impacted by that. Oh god, itchy eye. So the Crystal Lizard is just here, if I can possibly hit you. There we go. So the Thief's Ring makes a huge difference to that. There we go, that's very good actually. We got... how many chunks actually? I think we got 2 chunks of Spider Stone just from that one Crystal Lizard, which is very good. So we're definitely going to continue killing him. And if we do continue killing him, we're not going to have any problems whatsoever making a sticky longbow. No problems at all. So our focus is going to be definitely getting... actually, I didn't really need that steel shield, but definitely getting... oh. Do I have enough arrows to do this shit? I mean, I have enough arrows to do this, but I want to also fight the boss with the bows, so I'm a little bit worried. The reason why I'm doing this is because these guys, I think, have a chance to drop Spider Stone. Well, the ones without the weapons do. You know what? I've done enough. I'm not going to waste my... it's the guys with the fists that drop it, so I'll kill you guys. Okay, there's only one guy with a fist, and we've just confirmed that he didn't drop anything, so we'll forget them for a moment. Yeah, the number of arrows that I have right now is not going to be enough to kill this boss, so I'll probably have to switch to the battle axe. The only reason why I don't go back and get some more arrows is because that is just too much effort, so I'm going to not. I'm not going to be so strict with myself when it comes to switching to the battle axe. Like, for instance, with a pure magic build, I wouldn't be that strict about using other things, so why should I be so strict with the bow build? Shouldn't be holding myself to anything like that. Like, only bow, nothing else. It's within reason, I think we should say. Let's try and kill this dog before he can come up. Well, before he can come all the way up. Let's go, mate. It's not that hard. I can't hit him from there. Let's go, mate. Oh, God. I don't want to go down there and fight them. Alright, well, looks like I have to. Because you can't actually get up here. Because you're bloody useless. Let's go, mate. Come on, there we go. Good job. You're doing well. Ugh. Now I get to attack. I get to be attacked by these guys at the same time. Let's heal. Heal. Oh god, there's 3 of them. I didn't know there were 3. That's it. Get out of here. We've reached that point, unfortunately, where I have to actually abandon my post. As Denethor would say, anyway. Don't worry about me and my references. They're always terrible. Generally, my references are as such that no one would know what they are, but people would know what that is, so I've chosen my reference poorly, essentially. What I need to be doing is choosing references that nobody understands. So then you can't be aware of how bad they are, essentially. That's how that works. What's the point of a reference if no one understands it? The point is that it doesn't have a point, actually. That is, indeed, how it works. At least with me. You're going to get protected by that, so... And by that I mean the wooden post. And he's smart. He doesn't look smart, but he is, because he keeps going behind that post. He knows that it's safe there. So, I'm really not impressed with my arrow count here. So I think what I'm going to do, because I do ring back to that shortcut again, so I guess I'll have to go and buy some more arrows once more, which is insane, because all the souls that I've been picking up while doing this shit are instead going to my arrow count, so that is the one negative about a pure bow build. It is the amount of souls that you spend on arrows. It's quite insane. But anyway, so now we're going to head back up here. We'll head down to where Ed is, and we might even try to upgrade our bow to sticky with him. Or perhaps that would be shooting ourselves in the foot, because we would lose our strength, like, scaling, I think. But maybe it would balance out on its own by giving us the equivalent to that, but in a dexterity scaling instead, because you see our strength and dexterity is equal at the moment, so I don't know. Regardless. Going to roll over there. Roll over there. And maybe we'll go and say hello to Ed. Why not? We'll just see what different stats we get. Stop it. I want to see what our damage is going to be when we upgrade at this point with our current dexterity. So let's have a look. So, I want to compare this. We're going to get more range, but I want to know what the end damage is. I want an exact comparison. So what's this here? We've got 5992. No. So we do lose damage overall. Okay, that's alright. That just means we need to wait before upgrading this. We just need to put more stats into dexterity. And keeping in mind that as you upgrade the sticky longbow, you do get a higher dexterity scaling. So not only is the innate damage of the weapon itself increasing, you've also got a better scaling, so yeah. I think what I'm actually going to do, guys, is from this part onwards, I'm going to stream later, so around 3 PM my time maybe, because it seems to be better as far as having people watching, so that's what I might do. Now, I mean, it could have been a complete coincidence yesterday, but yeah, I do prefer having an audience, if you can imagine that, but regardless. We're going to buy some more arrows. Not that I really want to, but it's a necessity at this point. I can buy as many as 126. We're not going to buy that many. We're going to buy maybe 72. We got 111, which is nice. So I'll put this stuff away. I don't really need it. I don't need the cling ring either, but none of this is really helping me right now. What's a good ring? There's no real ring that's good for bow sets. There's no ring that increases your range or increases like bow drawing speed and things like that, but yeah. I might pour myself some sake. I do still have a decent amount, I think. Or maybe I'm almost out. I must almost be out. So, when I said decent amount, I was actually bullshitting you. So, okay. Opening OBS again. So, yeah, we'll just keep the cling ring for now, just for the sake of it. And we will go back into World 2-1, sorry. And give the Armor Spider a shot. It's not going to be a big problem if we have to switch to the axe. But I do want to use the bow first, just to see what that's going to be like. So we'll head back up Blacksmith Ed's little shortcut elevator business. Which is quite dangerous, I suppose. If you're not... because the thing is, I've died many times here before. But I'm getting better at it. Sort of every single time I return to this game, it's like a learning process when it comes to falling mechanics. So, you know, these guys are going to attack me, so I'd better... Actually, maybe they don't attack me. Maybe they're just passive. Yeah, that guy's passive as hell. I can't break this myself, by the way. I'd have to have these guys break it for me. Oh, I said he was passive. I don't know if that's because I attacked his friend or what, but... maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Maybe we will never know. Just have to kill these guys as I continue forward, but instead of going to the right, we're going to go straight ahead because we've unlocked a shortcut by removing all that lava. Which is a cutscene that I always skip, but you know. If you were possibly to use this as a walkthrough for some bizarre reason, then yeah. May as well pick this stuff up. Don't know why I'm just running over it. It might be useful, you never know. 4 half moon grass is pretty good for me at this stage. This is Ring of Poison Resistance, I think. Yeah. So. We only have like 1 fat official and a few little enemies before we actually get to the boss, so we're fairly close at this point. So once we do kill the boss and get all the souls from that, our priority will be, I guess, leveling up if we can. I mean, I also want to buy some arrows because I don't want to go into the next area with no arrows, you see, but having said that, I really need to get my dexterity up. And it is starting to weigh on me just how expensive it is to be buying so many arrows. But, you shouldn't be protected there, no. And then you're dead. So, can I... yes, I can access this. I don't need to break that thing. Very useful item, Stone of Ephemeral Eyes, in case you were not aware. So I should be able to shoot this guy up here, I think. I think you need to work on your timing, mate. Seriously. You really do. He's looking around for me. He reacted to where I shot my arrow, but, yeah, he's not the most intelligent. 92 arrows going forward into the boss. I'd say that's going to be enough. I hope so, anyway. I don't really want to shoot 92 arrows manually. But, I definitely shot more than that during the Tower Knight boss fight. I should have just not bothered, really, with the Tower Knight. Should have just gone with the Battle Axe. Seriously. And I suppose, if I'm not going to be super strict with my weapon usage here, like as in the bow, and I'll switch to the, to a different style of play if I deem the bow to be completely useless in a particular confrontation, that would probably mean that I want to get a weapon upgraded that's not. Actually, therefore I would want some sort of dexterity scaling weapons, so yeah. Because it is a dex build, essentially. It's just a bow-only sort of situation. So, let's try to hit you. I'm actually doing a decent amount of damage to you, which is nice. I'm not going to get hit by you when you do that. Shit. Those legs actually protect her. Uh-oh. That hurts. Well, at least I only get hit by one of those, because in the end she... Damn. Didn't get invincibility frames there on that last roll. Wasn't well timed enough. I wanted to get another arrow in there, but maybe not. Look at my target range. Holy shit. I'm still targeted. Well, I'm not targeted. I'm targeting her. I think that confirms, guys, that when you've got the bow out, that increases your target distance, which I was not aware of. Maybe due to my own stupidity or what, but... or something like that. I'm not going to get hit by your web. But hey. A boss that is actually easy to fight with the bow, guys. Who would have thought? And you can actually still hit her when she's up like that. It's alright to take that head on because it burns the web, basically, so it's worth it. Oh, didn't get the roll off there. No, don't get hit with a web. You see, that's the fucking classic. She hits you with that shit, and then when you're healing, she hits you with a web. It's quite annoying, actually. So fucking annoying. I hate the web, to be honest. And she tries to combo me with the web. I think that's a more damaging fireball, that one. Oh, come on! It actually sticks right in that position. You end up walking into it. Oh, God. I think as long as you're at a certain range, she shouldn't try to even hit you with that web, so maybe I should get closer. I instead want her melee attacks, I think. Oops. Well, she's almost dead anyway. I've taken a lot of hits here, really. But I'm going to forgive myself for that. There we go. That was a cool finish. It's like the perfect roll and then death to the Spider. So we'll see how many souls we've got. 5,950 from killing the boss for a total of 7,649. Getting some more Spider Stone here. So this is really not much in the way of souls, because keep in mind I haven't been able to accumulate anything in terms of souls, because I've been spending it all on bloody arrows, which is annoying, but anyway, I can only do my best. But what about our current Spider Stone just in the inventory? 541 for the pure. So I think, is this everything that we've collected so far in terms of Spider Stone? It might be. But anyway, we'll return to the Nexus and yeah, review the situation. Basically, I need to gain access to World 4-2. This is the point we've reached here, because 4-2 is going to be a good... Oh, but God, killing the Adjudicator is going to be hell with the bow, so I'm not even going to do that. I'm going to instead use an actual weapon with the Adjudicator, but I need to get a good dexterity sort of thing happening here. So if I can choose a good dex weapon, I mean, what can I use? Obviously the Uchigatana is the first thing that comes to mind, because the thing is with the Uchigatana is that it's probably the best dexterity scaling weapon in the game, just as a base weapon. Like, the Hiltless is better technically as a dex scaling weapon, and I would say the Blind is also better, but just as a weapon that you can access fairly early on, definitely the Uchigatana is the best option. But the thing is, I always go with the Uchigatana. It's a bit boring, so... And I'm probably not going to use the Blind in this playthrough. That's going to be for a proper dexterity build, but... Mainly because you need to kill Black Phantom, whatever her name is. She's the woman who hangs around in World 5. I need to remember her name. I've forgotten it now. But anyway, point is, you kill the Black Phantom who hangs around in Pure Black World Tendency, World 5-2, and you get the Blind, but we're not going to use it this time around. Now, if I can possibly make a decision, because obviously I'm not going to be getting any weapons that, even like quality scaling weapons, I want pure dex scaling weapons because I do plan to have a lot of dexterity for this build because sticky bows really do scale a lot with dexterity, so I guess, well, I can't go with the Killage. I'm just thinking of dexterity scaling weapons that I can access pretty much right now, and the two that are on my mind are the Killage and the Uchigatana, and I used the Killage in the previous build, so maybe I'll go back to the Uchigatana, which is a bit boring, but anyway. Maybe I can get the Falchion instead. Maybe I'll have a Falchion in my stockpile Thomas's thing. I don't think I do, actually. No, I don't. So obviously I didn't pick up the... Was there a Falchion? No, that's a Scimitar I'm thinking of. There's a Scimitar in World 1-1. So, yeah, alright. What we'll do is look at a list of weapons in the wiki, or on the wiki, and make a decision that way, because it's just easier than having to think in your mind of what all the weapons are. Just makes life easier. Actually, let me just for now compare the white bow, because I think the problem is with the white bow is that it doesn't really have a good scaling at all, and you can't infuse it with spider stone, I don't believe, so let me just have a look. So I would need to get much higher. I'd need as much as 20 strength. I can't... Hold on. Yeah, it's a colorless demon soul scaling thing, and it's just, yeah, it's not worth it at all. May as well, yeah. Fuck the white bow. There's no point. So, let me just go to weapons. No, that's items and armor, you idiot. Go to the correct thing, please. Weapons and shields is what I want. I'm going to go to... So the Asian and straight swords are what we want to look at. So the Asian swords... Well, maybe the shottle would be nice. Okay, so Silver Skeleton has dropped the shottle. What Silver Skeleton? It says 4x, not even like a specific area. Silver Skeleton. Do you mean to say that the skeletons that drop the Blade Stone, just the normal skeletons, have a chance to drop a shottle? To start with, they don't even use a shottle weapon. That's just completely bizarre. Whatever. So I can get a Crescent Falchion +1 and use Meltstone to take that to the normal path if I wanted to, but I don't really want to do that, so... Maybe for fun we could use... Well, what's my... There's no real point even checking this, but... Shrine of Storms is really dark, so definitely not the Magical Sword Makoto. God, it has a really good bleed value. 600. Fuck. Yeah. The Magical Sword Makoto is something that I want to get in my Morion Blade build, actually. Okay, well that's Asian swords. For the rest of these straight swords for the most part are strength scaling, I think. Well, the broadsword has a bit of a dexterity scaling. Now, I could always make a weapon sharp. I could infuse it with Bladestone, but is it worth doing that? Maybe I could, I'll look at Mugen Monkey. Now, I should have done this off camera, really, but I guess I'm not that smart. Let's have a look at, well, how about we look at the Myrdan Hammer? Here we go. And give it the... Oh, you can't infuse the Myrdan Hammer with Sharp. That sucks. Because I like the Myrdan Hammer. But, no. Maybe we'll choose the... Halberd. Maybe the Halberd. No. Maybe Halberds can't be infused with Bladestone. Which would be a shame. Oh no, you can do it with the War Scythe. The War Scythe with 45 dexterity... fully upgraded as a sharp weapon will be 321, which isn't really the best, but it's okay. Just going to look at all these options here. Scraping Spear isn't very damaging. The Blind isn't very damaging actually, but it ignores shields, so it's cool. Flamberge, I don't really want the Flamberge. Is it better to go the regular path or what? Yeah, Sharp is better for this build that I'm aiming for, but let's just have a look at the Shottle. What sort of damage is that doing when Sharp? 236. Maybe 3 whatever was actually pretty decent. Yeah, so maybe I'll actually use the War Scythe. Because 321's pretty good. And I don't often use the War Scythe, so maybe I'll do that. The focus is not the weapon that I'm using that's not the bow. It's just a matter of fact that I might need one that's not a bow. Well, forget might, definitely need one. So I'm just going to have a look and see where to get the War Scythe, because I've forgotten. Ah, drops from the Reaper. Well, hey, I'm going to be killing the Reapers so much that I'm going to get one anyway, so... Yeah, because I find the Reapers to be a good place to grind souls earlier on, so... Yeah, I think what we'll do is we'll get the War Scythe and infuse that with Bladestone, not Sharpstone. Because it's so confusing. When you have a weapon type, when upgraded, it's called Sharp. And instead of using Sharpstone for it, you use Bladestone. I understand that they both make sense, but... anyway, it's a little bit confusing. But anyway, so... we're going to go ahead and consume all of this stuff that we have here. We'll be able to get a decent soul count here. What I'm going to do is level up first and foremost, and then just leave myself enough souls to get arrows after that fact. So we're getting into 10,000 souls now, which is pretty good at our current soul level. Moving into 12,000. Yep, 12,049 is our end soul count. Did we? No, we didn't equip. Forget equip, I mean consume this. So that's 3,200 souls for the hard demon soul. Not many souls, but hey, it will make a difference. I've noticed that the difference between consuming demon souls and leveling up with them is quite large to that of not doing that. Simply because it all adds up over time. And yeah, it's worthwhile, I would say. Where is? There you are. So, yes, I know all about the soul of the mind being the key to life's ether. I'm quite familiar with this now. I'll level up once more, use the rest on... And what's my damage now? God, that's barely gone up. I must have like an extremely low dex scaling here. Yeah, E. Fucking hell. Anyway, so I don't even think it went up by 1 point. If it did go up by 1 attack value point, then great, but I don't think it did. So... let's put the rest of these souls into arrows, I think. Yep. We now have 231. Let's put away all of our stuff here. And I think I'll have a look again at what we receive in terms of damage boost when we upgrade to Sticky. Because maybe it's a little bit better now that we've got more dexterity. I'll just review that. So yeah, I think definitely from now on I'm going to be streaming later rather than earlier. I prefer this. I do prefer to stream earlier, like I get up and then do this and then do whatever else I need to do during the day, but I have to work to the benefit of my audience, I think. But anyway, we'll head down here. Because it just makes such a difference to be able to chat to people. I don't mind chatting to myself. I come from a... like, I've been Let's Playing and talking to myself for a very long time, but when you have the option to talk to people, you kind of think, hey, I'd like to talk to people. I can't actually... okay, so... 5102... oh... hey. It's more like roughly the same, so... It's just I don't have enough spider stone to upgrade it again from there. That's my only concern. So I need to get some more spider stone. So what we'll do is we will head up. Now, where is it? I'm going to stay in this area here because what I want... Maybe I'll take the shortcut. Is it better to take the shortcut? I think so. Because I want to kill that crystal lizard who drops spider stone every time. Because there is that one crystal lizard here who does that. Not the one that we killed just previously. He doesn't actually drop spider stone. I've never seen that crystal lizard drop spider stone. I was about to say, I've never seen that spider drop crystal lizard. That would be kind of astounding, but anyway. I do wonder if these guys are passive as long as I never attack them. I'll have to test that out when I next remember. It's just that I naturally go to attack them, so I guess I'm a bit violent. But anyway. I'm actually a little bit worried. Maybe I think I'm attacking from the wrong angle here. No, I think if I go to the right here, I'll be able to get to that crystal lizard from the same direction that I got to him last time. Because if I attack him from the direction where all of those enemies are, it's going to be kind of hard to get to that crystal lizard. So, yeah, you're so original, you know that. Whatever, just hit me, mate. I don't care. I've decided that I do not care any longer. Alright, I'll just run through here. I don't really care. That was a nice barrel roll. Is it here? Yes. Just love how he slowly turns around. So cool. We've got some more shards of spider stone. That's what we wanted. I'm gonna kill more of these enemies because I do need the souls, quite frankly. But because I need to actually collect souls to be able to level up this frickin' weapon, which is ridiculous. But anyway, I guess I should have thought about that before spending all of those souls on arrows. But hey, I need the arrows as well. So anyway, because I've never actually done a bow build before, like a bow only build, pure bow build, I just don't really know what's involved with having to spend all of these souls on arrows. I can generally say that I need around 200 per level section. I thought it was going to be around 100, but I think World 1-2 just has less enemies for me to be killing, so World 1-2 was not a good gauge for how many I need per level section, I don't think, so yeah. I think it's closer to 200. Just give me a second. So, pull OBS back up. I'm actually really behind on my playback on Twitch, so I might refresh that. But anyway. It's really annoying, the auto tags here. I mean, Metroidvania, really? And I don't know about horror. I mean, the game can be a little bit creepy at times, but I wouldn't classify this as horror. But anyway, so as far as souls, I'm a bit concerned by my huge lack of them, but what weapon was I going to get again? The war scythe. Well, excuse me. I'm a bit concerned by the fact that, I mean, damage-wise, this is... Alright, what we're going to do, just to declutter my inventory, we're going to put away this stuff. Don't need that stuff, none of that, don't need that. Okay, so it doesn't matter how many shards of spider stone I get right now, because I can't actually make use of them. I don't have the souls. So what we're going to have to do is either... this is going to be interesting. So either I take on 4... It's better to take on 4-1, I think. I was considering maybe I could get some quick souls by taking on 5-1 and then killing the Leechmonger, but no, I don't think so. I don't think we're going to do that. So maybe instead I'll just go through the Shrine of Storms here. And I think well, if you were watching the previous part, you might know that I was having some problems with these skeletons last time. So what I'm probably going to do is break away from bow only, just for this. Because I don't know, I'm probably doing decent damage to these skeletons right now. And I might test it out on the first one. But just fighting them in general is very difficult because they roll towards you, they flinch you out of your animations, and they actually roll through your arrows, so they get invincibility frames as they're rolling. So by the time they get to you, they've already rolled through all of your arrows, and then they're flinching you out of your attack. So it's just... And then on top of that, they're hitting you, so... Maybe he doesn't... Okay, so I was trying to work out whether it was invincibility frames or he was rolling under my arrows. I'd say it's instead rolling under the arrows. So that wasn't too difficult, but oh god, hey man. Oh, hi. How did I guess I did die a lot with you. So I'm bringing the Black Phantom guy over here first. I'm a bit frightened by you. Oh. I did not want to mess around with the Black Phantom one. Can I hit him with arrows? It seems that I can't. Okay, I'm hitting you. Get over here. He's upset. Look, come over here. I'm not going to piss off that Black Phantom guy. It was weird. It was not actually letting me target him there. Anyway. This skeleton here is going to be a problem. I knew that was a bad idea. Alright, so I'm going to do that and then heal, because that's important. Hopefully I have the time to do that. Yeah, I do. Just making sure, like, I wait before doing the riposta because I want to make sure that I can get that off. So, as long as I'm using a shield and a non-bow, then we're alright. No, we want to do that. So, there we go. My damage here with this battle axe is not going to be good at all versus the Adjudicator, but we'll just have to, I guess, suck it up and just have a long fight with the Adjudicator. Because, to be honest, what is it, like 93, I think it is? 90 damage, Jesus. So 90 damage is not a lot at all. So fighting the Adjudicator is going to be a bit slow and annoying, but that's alright. The fact that we'll have access to 4-2 is going to make that worthwhile. Take this opportunity to heal again. There we go. God, that was weird. My camera, like, swayed really heavily at that moment. I don't know what it was. Some sort of weird perspective thing. So I'll just mash you to death from this point. And in this game, you can just attack them pretty much immediately. Even as they're getting up off the ground, you can attack them. Oh, I could kill you for some souls, I guess. Well, I've picked up a lot of souls already. 3,692, that's pretty good. But hey, what I'm probably going to do is just, now that I'm at this point, I've put all that effort into killing those enemies, I may as well just get to the Adjudicator. Could be a plan. Hello. See, I can't really parry him when he does that. It might be possible, but it seems that I'm getting my timing correct with that. But I'm still not able to parry him, so... Getting this Bladestone... Bladestone? If I could speak English. No. But yeah, getting this Bladestone is actually very helpful, because I'm going to need that for my war pick later on. Got some souls from you. You know, just killing these guys here alone is decent souls for me at this point in the game. But, yeah, anyway. Those guys might drop arrows as well. I didn't really think about that, but yeah, probably. So we'll drop down here. Regenerators. For some reason, whenever I say Regenerator's Ring, it blows my mind. But anyway. There's no real point in killing you, but here I am. Anyway. May as well. Pick up your Shards of Dark Moonstone. I'll do a shorter live stream this time. Around an hour and 30 minutes or something. It's not too short, but hey. Shorter than how it has been lately. really care about the Grave Robber's Ring anyway. I'm not going to be killing any Black Phantom NPCs this time around. So, this is fucking dangerous, but... pick up that Half Moon Grass, why not? Just not going to get hit by that shit, there's no way. And I'm not going to fight him either. He's a completely optional fight, really. You can get past him very easily, but the worst thing would be dying to him right at this early point. Or sorry, right at this late point, just before you fight the boss. That would be very, very frustrating. Now, as you'll be able to see later, or rather soon I should say, the amount of damage that I'm going to do to him, despite hitting him in the head, is going to be quite lackluster. So... I do like the attacking combo of the one-handed with the axe, actually. But you can see that really, it's not doing much to this guy. Jesus, come on. There we go. I'll do my best, but... yeah, look at this damage. It's... The word is lacking. That's the word I'm looking for. Maybe going two-handed with this is better. Probably knock him down faster. Yeah, it probably will. I don't know what causes the Adjudicator to fall down when you attack him here. It's not a set number of attacks, I can tell you that much, but I don't know if it's damage based or based on how much your attack would, I guess, flinch an enemy in a normal scenario. So maybe the heavier attacking your weapon is, the faster you'll knock him down. I'm not sure how it works really. But anyway. It's creepy how he laughs. The fact that he laughs just generally is disturbing. So... I can't really... I mean, that was a horrendous attempt at that laugh, but... I don't really want to actually imitate that. I'll just make a horrible attempt at it, basically. God, he is gross. I just can't believe that such a gross creature exists in this game. Are you getting knocked down yet, or what? Patience is required, basically. This fight isn't going to take too long. Uh-oh. I didn't die, thank fucking shit for that. But you can see that I was under the impression that I'd be able to deal the damage I needed to knock him over, but I bet it's one more hit. Yeah, I knew it. Oh well. Well, I'm definitely going to fully heal myself here, because as long as I'm at full health, I won't get one shot by him. But yeah, my damage overall and my defense is not the best. Damn. I just hate how his hand also protects him there. You know, I just had a thought, and it's a weird thought, but it's not really related to Demon's Souls, but it is related to my content creation. I'm not really entirely feeling the Breath of the Wild Let's Play that I've got. Sort of tempted to just do Breath of the Wild in a live stream format instead. So maybe I could do it in that way. And refer to it as a Let's Play as well. You know, now that I look at that, he doesn't actually have a face. He's just got a hole in his neck with the tongue coming out of it. That's disgusting. But anyway, maybe I could instead do Breath of the Wild in a live stream format. Because, to be honest, I just don't really like the Breath of the Wild Let's Play, to be honest. Might be better if I just live stream it, to be honest. Let's say to be honest a few more times. Well, at least you know I'm being honest with you. Regardless. So what we're going to do, we have a lot of souls right now. We have 21,134, which is quite nice. We don't have Grave Robber Blige here, actually, which is kind of annoying, so maybe we'll have to go and rescue him. I just think he's going to sell us some good arrows, but for the moment, I don't really care about that. Actually, no, I do care about that. I was going to say, it doesn't matter because those arrows are going to be too expensive for us anyway, but hey, we've got this soul farming location now. Now, what you can do here is essentially flinch him. and you can get him in a flinch lock that will just kill him. So done. That's it. No problems, everyone. So definitely, with access to quick 6,436 souls, which is what that is, we're in a completely different situation now to what we were in just before. So now we don't actually have to worry about our lack of souls just in the game in general. So what we're probably going to do then is take all of the souls that we get through an area, and instead of spending them on arrows first and foremost and then leveling up, or at least allocating souls from that to level up, we're going to level up with all of those souls, and when we need souls to buy arrows, we're going to go to that guy, that Reaper, and get his stuff. So that's going to be the situation. Now, I think we got Dark Moonstone automatically, like from a distance, which is interesting because I didn't know that that happened. Maybe if you're so far away from him, his item will automatically be sent to you, but I don't know if that happens with the War Pick. Anyway. So maybe what I want is actually to... I could keep the Yellow Demon Soul and get Soul Thirst from Yuria the Witch, maybe. That's something I could do, yeah. Now that I think about it, fighting the old monk's going to be really annoying with the bow. But anyway, I don't know, maybe he does get flinched from my arrows, I'm not sure. But anyway, so what we're going to do is... I guess we're going to upgrade our bow to start with. Yeah, so that's what we're going to do. That's what we'll work on in this video. We're going to work on upgrading our bow as much as we can. We're going to exhaust the Crystal Lizard in World 2.1 to the extent that we can. Oh god. That is sad times. Well, it's making a sound. You can hear that, I'm sure. Well, I'm officially out of sake. I did empty that bottle, didn't I? Yeah, I did. But yeah, that's alright. Just a little bit of sake for a shorter live stream, why not? So as far as our Spiderstone chunks, we're probably doing pretty well with it. But the shards we definitely need a lot of, so... Let's go, let's do it. We're now into Sticky, well and truly. So at this point we need lots of shards of Spiderstone. And we'll be able to get a few of them from the Crystal Lizard in this area, but once we've exhausted that, we'll be killing the enemies with the fists in both this area and also in 2.2. I think 2.2 might be better for that, really. Our current damage is 157, which is not much more than what it was before, but you have to understand that the more we upgrade our dexterity, the more damage we're going to get. It's just because we have lower dexterity right now that we're sort of lacking with that. At the very least, now that we've upgraded into Sticky, we're not doing less damage than what we were before, despite our lower dexterity, but yeah. What I'm going to do now, I think, is... Well, let's rescue Grave Robber Blige if we can. Or maybe I should try to get the War Pick. Maybe we'll do that. I'm just going to... and this is going to be crazy, okay, because I'm going to get a lot of souls doing this. But I'm going to try and get the War Pick, guys. Now, where do I get the Ring of Avarice? I get it in 3.2, so we're a bit far away from that. I can technically buy it in 3.1, but I would recommend against that because it's like 50,000 souls to buy the Ring of Avarice, which is not necessary because you just get it normally in the next level section. So it's actually a bit of a trap to be given the option to buy that. So I would just recommend against that generally. It's not a good usage of your souls in my opinion. So yeah. This is actually, of all of my live streams, I have to be honest with you, this has been my lowest viewer amount, so, yeah. I don't feel too great about that, but what do you do? So, definitely, just using regular arrows is enough to kill this guy without any problems. I've definitely used the bow to mess with this guy before. I'm going to watch to see if he has an item dropped for me. So, do I automatically get his Dark Moonstone from a distance? No, I don't. Let's definitely go down and pick his shit up, because that's the whole point of this. It would be faster to not, but obviously I need his war pick, so... Or is it war scythe? I don't know. War pick or war scythe? War pick, I think. There's a Stone of Ephemeral Eyes there, but we'll get that later. Probably when we're actually going through this area. We can go pick this item up. I often just don't even bother picking this up. It's just kunai, but... yeah. So, maybe it's better to do this off camera. I understand that that might be the case, but, hey, why not? We'll just, we'll do a few attempts at getting the war pick anyway. And in the meantime, we'll get lots of souls as well. You know what I'll do? I'll level up with these souls, because keep in mind, I did take on World 4-1 and kill the Adjudicator, and I still haven't leveled up with those souls that I acquired through that, so I should do that to start with. We'll use this Storied Soldier's Soul, and the Adjudicator's Soul. I don't think I'm going to use it, but... excuse me. Adjudicator. Oh, sorry, Swollen. Demon's Soul is what I'm looking for. Meat Cleaver, Regeneration. Use. There's not going to be many souls at all. Oh no, 13,200. That's pretty decent. I'm down for that. So we currently have 45,442 souls, which is rather nice. Let's go and level up our dexterity further. Take you to 25. We can level up a lot right now. So, endurance in actuality, we don't need to get up that much. I do have it in my build that I have gotten endurance up to as high as like 25. Let me see. No, 30 endurance. Just to be able to fast roll with the dull gold set without the, whatever you call it, Ring of Great Strength. But fuck that. I think we're not even going to bother with that shit. I think we might just keep endurance to what it is now and then put the rest in. So I think we're going to focus on vitality and dexterity. Now, what are the requirements for the war pick? Well, so it is the war side, actually. It doesn't matter what the requirements are because we have enough strength, basically. That was my main concern. So, alright. Dexterity and vitality are our focus right now. And to be honest, I'm pretty happy with my vitality for now. So let's just put all of this into dexterity, which is, hey, we'll be doing some decent damage here. We've got 179, which is an increase of about 20, actually, because it was 157 before. So that's pretty decent. Keeping in mind, once again, just to repeat, we will be getting a hefty increase in scaling every single time we upgrade this compound longbow. So, or the sticky compound longbow. So that's the situation we're in right now. The more we upgrade that, the more damage we're going to be doing, and yeah, it's going to get pretty good. So, hoping for that war pick though. Sorry, war scythe. And then things should be pretty good. Then once we get that war scythe, we will go and rescue Grave Robber Blige and maybe pick up whatever arrows he has to sell. Because I think he does have a few. I'm not sure exactly what type, but... and I don't know if they're heavy arrows or not. They might be. It's funny because this guy also laughs when he's dying. He is always going to drop something. So it's best to... oh, gone. It would be really cool if you could get his actual scythe here, but you get the war scythe instead. Anyway. I would not be surprised if they were planning to have that be in the game, but they just didn't. As I've said before, I think, one thing that I'm not happy about with Demon's Souls, and there aren't many, but this is one, the lack of weapons in the game. There are still a decent number, but I just wish there were more. Especially when you have all the other games to compare to when it comes with this. When it comes to this issue, you've got lots of weapons in Dark Souls, even more in Dark Souls 2, and then I think there is a phenomenal number in Dark Souls 3, but just not many at all in this game. Especially through DLC content, you get so many weapons through that. Once you put all that together, definitely you get a lot of stuff, so... or a lot of options at the very least. So, I guess we'll just go again. I guess we can rescue Grave Robber Blige without getting the War Scythe. But maybe I could just do all of that stuff off camera in general. Maybe that's a possibility. So, just thinking maybe, like, if I stop the live stream around now. We've been recording for 1 hour and 15 minutes, but that's okay. Maybe we won't stop it now, but just for the moment, what I'm going to be doing is repeatedly killing this guy until I get the souls that I need to buy whatever arrows I can get from Grave Robber Blige, and a lot of them. I'm interested in getting a lot of them. Because, once again, not only do you have the damage that you're getting from the bow itself, you've also got the additional damage of the arrows. So, if you compare the difference in damage of regular arrows that I have right here, they're actually just called arrows and nothing else. If you compare that damage to whatever heavy arrows is going to deal, it's going to be a fair difference. So, I'm pretty sure it's a set increase. The arrows themselves don't have a scaling. It's actually a set increase of damage. But it is definitely relevant. So, I would like some better arrows as well, because it will make a noticeable difference. Because we are having to go down and check the corpse of the Reaper, we are not able to do this quite as fast as I would like to, but that's alright. Because we are a fast-moving build at the moment, we're able to run around pretty damn quickly, so it still doesn't take us too long to do all of that business. But this used to be my soul farming location until I realized, oh wait, I actually get a lot more souls by killing all of the rays in World 4.3. So I would definitely recommend that if you actually want an endgame level sort of soul farming location, go to World 4.3, because that's a lot of souls. If you don't have any real decent ranged attacking weapon, then just pull out the Storm Ruler. I believe they die in one shot in New Game from the Storm Ruler, but I could be wrong about that. I don't believe that the Storm Ruler is good in any level of New Game beyond the first level. So once you're in New Game Plus, it's just, it gets pretty bad. Having to pull out the Storm Ruler and attack one ray twice to kill it is quite frustrating. So, most certainly, if you want to do the bulk of your soul farming in New Game, that's probably a good idea, because the Storm Ruler does lose out a lot. Because you can't actually upgrade the thing, and I think that's a bad... Like, that's an example of bad game design, in my opinion. I think you should be able to upgrade the Storm Ruler. Because if you think about it, it has no real use outside of that area. I guess you could technically abuse the system by getting the Storm Ruler and using either a Shard of Archstone or Nexial Binding to remove yourself from the boss room and return to the Nexus, fully upgrade the weapon at that point, and then completely wreck the boss of World 4.3. But so what? It's one boss, and he's not that difficult in normal circumstances anyway, so it wouldn't be that big of a deal if you did that. So what I'm thinking is that the reason why you would want to upgrade the Storm Ruler is to make it viable in New Game Plus and beyond. But then the negative would be that you could make it too powerful for the New Game fight. But seriously, who cares? It's not really a problem in my opinion. Unless the developers really did think that World 4.3's confrontation was actually difficult in some way. I don't know, but yeah. They could have made it even worse in regular circumstances, like outside of 4.3. Like, if you pull it out the weapon, it would do pretty much no damage against normal enemies, but I don't know. I'd say for the most part they did a very good job with this game, but some things were not that good. And I suppose the more I play this game, the more I get I guess a more balanced view of how the game is in general. But I still love it to death. I'll always love it to death. I've probably done enough of this on camera at this point, to be honest with you. So, what I'll probably do is check the wiki now. I just bumped the tripod for my camera, which is not really what I wanted, but I'm going to check if I can see merchants and vendors. This is what I want. And have a look at Grave Robber Blige, see what he sells in terms of arrows. I believe, I mean, he might sell. So heavy arrows. Let me just see who sells them. Only Patches. Patches is the only one who sells them. So Blige. He sells fire arrows and light arrows. Now light arrows, let's have a look. Because I can actually get, I think I can choose which arrow I want to use. So give me a second. This is in Mugen Monkey, that is. If I can find the list of bows. There it is. So, compound longbow, sticky. And we'll just compare normal arrows, 309, to light arrows, 309. So, there's no real reason to... You know what, Patches is the vendor that we want, really. So I'm not even going to bother rescuing Blige. He sucks. I might just try to get Patches the hyena. So I'd have to go into 2-2 to do that. And then maybe I'd just go into 4-2 as well and get him so that he's just permanently in the Nexus and I don't have to worry about that anymore. In fact, I would have to do that because I already have 4-2 unlocked, so that would be a necessity, in fact. You have to get pure Bladestone. Oh, yeah, I will one day. Twitch Prime. I guess you're a real Twitch user. No, an interesting thing about Bladestone, and I can't even remember where to get pure Bladestone, but yeah, I'm probably not going to be prioritizing upgrading the War Scythe for now, because once again, it's just it's something to fall back on. This bow here is slowly but surely getting stronger and stronger, so it's becoming more and more viable as my main weapon. It was mainly before, when I was really not doing much damage with this bow, that I was needing to fall back on the likes of my axe here, but really it's actually not too bad at this point. Like, the bow is only going to get stronger and stronger, and I'm going to be focusing on upgrading it in World 2 at this point, so maybe I shouldn't even worry about getting the War Pick. I'll just have to make a decision on that, like now. So, alright, maybe we'll just go into World 2-1 and continue doing this business, because you know what? If Grave Robber Blige is not actually going... This was the thread. I was going to get the War Scythe to more comfortably go through 4-1, because I hate fighting the skeletons with the bow. And then, once I go through 4-1, I'd rescue Grave Robber Blige, and then have access to whatever arrows that he sells. But, even having said all that, he only sells, like, regular arrows and light arrows, so... There's actually no benefit whatsoever to that. I can buy regular arrows from Baldwin, and light arrows do the same damage. I'm sure light arrows, maybe they have greater range or something, because they don't drop, but I don't need that greater range. It's fine at the moment. But anyway, I don't know how many more attempts we have at killing this crystal lizard. I'm going to actually ignore these guys to see if they remain passive. Looks like they do. Come on, mate. Don't go behind there, I can't hit you there. There we go. Did he burn himself with that? That's really funny. I didn't even know that that would burn to the extent that they could take damage from it. That's very interesting. You learn something new every day. At least in this game. This is a great angle, I love this. Really good. So let's just roll. Because he's just ready to go immediately, this guy. I actually managed to miss him there. You'd think that at fucking point blank range it would be good enough, but maybe not. Anyway. The souls we're getting here are pretty much like... they're not even worth looking at. So at this point we're just trying to get through the enemies here so we can get to the crystal lizard. And I'd say we're probably at the last... either the last or the second last chance that we've got to kill this crystal lizard. Because I think we've killed him 3 times so far, is that right? So I think you've got 4 or 5 attempts with a crystal lizard each time, so... Oh, never mind. Ha! He's despawned, so that was a waste of time. Now we need to go into 2-2, and yes, I can still get Spider Stone from the fist guys here, but if I were to actually genuinely grind that, I'd be doing that off camera just due to the high level of repetition. So, that's the situation. What I'm going to do is just go into 2-2 now, maybe get access to Patches the Hyena. Well then again, how long have I been streaming for? Because I might... You know, I might just get the boring stuff out of the way, so... I'd say getting Patches unlocked is pretty fucking boring, so how about we just do that? How about we just do that? I have almost 20,000 souls, and I am itching to upgrade with these souls, but I might not. Might not. What is our... Well, 130 defense is alright, but... Anyway. So, the crystal lizards here, just to reiterate, the ones in 2-2 are not going to drop Spider Stone. Not at all. So, I'm probably not even going to bother with these crystal lizards. They're not interesting to me at all. So, what I'll instead do is be attacking the trolls here. I call them trolls for lack of a better term. They look like trolls to me. So I call them trolls. They're called something else though. They do have an official name. And it's not troll, put it that way. So, the guys without weapons are the ones that have a chance to drop Spider Stone. And I would suggest that they have a higher chance in this game of dropping them. Not in this game, in this area of dropping them. Than in the previous area in this game. Yeah, each time I go into a new level section, I'm playing a new game, everyone. It's pretty much what Doomlink is saying. I'm sure they have a chance to drop other upgrade materials as well, but I just know that the ones with the fists do drop Spider Stones, so it's worth mentioning. Uh-oh. Now I've pissed them off. It is true that they're just sort of... They're mining away and then I come in and kill them. It's a bit rude. Alright. So, I'm just doing this to see where the fist guys are. You're a fist guy. And then I think this guy here is a fist guy, yeah. Let's say guy a few more times. Alright. And if this guy doesn't drop Spider Stone, I will be sad. Oh well. I wasted a lot of time killing all of these guys, and a lot of arrows as well, but I am happy in the sense that I don't really have to worry about the cost of arrows anymore, because I do have access to pretty much as many souls as I really want, so that's one benefit. But anyway, going to avoid that fire, and I will kill him as normal, because his full moon grasp will be useful to me at some point in time. I don't believe he drops late moon actually, it's just full moon really that he gives. Ow. Is it just me or was he really relentless with that fire that time? I think he was. There's a crystal lizard further down there, but I don't really need him. At the moment I'm just going to rescue Patches, and then I'll also rescue him, god no. He's going to put us in danger and then we have to get past that danger, talk to him, then he will come into the Nexus. I say rescue because oftentimes when you're bringing an NPC from an area into the hub, or whether it be to the bonfire location or whatever it is, you're generally rescuing them to do that, but it's not the case with Patches. So, the guy just here, alright, he does have a pickaxe, so he's not going to give me Spider Stone, but I remember getting some other upgrade materials from this guy in the past. So, yeah, as far as Spider Stone, I just don't know what to expect here. I'm just not getting much of it. I hope I can pick it up elsewhere at this point. Hold on. Where are you, Patches? Oh, you're... Okay, so because That's interesting. So I've sort of wasted my time here because I unlocked, or perhaps not unlocked, but instead went to 4.2 before I went to 2.2. What ended up happening was Patches went to 4.2. I don't know if that means he skipped this area or what. Ow, that hurt. I was hoping I'd be able to run through that enough, but no, it didn't really work out. So, we'll return to the Nexus, see if Patches is in 4.2. Hopefully he hasn't glitched out or anything. Because I know there are certain circumstances that can line up which cause you to not actually be able to get Patches in the game at all, so... Or at least not get him in the Nexus. Which would be pretty awful, because he's pretty much the only vendor I think that sells heavy arrows, so that would be pretty terrible. It's kind of funny when you think that in Dark Souls you can buy heavy arrows right in the beginning from the first vendor in the Undead Burg. The male undead merchant, who drops the Uchigatana when you kill him. But anyway. In this game, no, you need to get a vendor like Patches the Hyena, who sells things like Stones of Ephemeral Eyes, Shards of Archstone, the Cat Ring. He's actually a pretty good vendor. I don't make use of him that much though. So we'll head back into 4.2, collecting some souls in the process, hopefully getting the War Scythe as well. And maybe I will actually try to do something with him. Well, not with him, sorry. God, I'm saying random shit. Just give me a moment while I look at the War Scythe and look at the upgrading of it. So... Bladestone. So basically, the problem with pure Bladestone, and that guy mentioned it before, you have to get pure Bladestone, he said. Now the problem with that is that it's really, really not easy to get. It's not something that you're just given for free in this game. You get pure Greystone for free, you get pure Clearstone for free, you get pure Hardstone, pure Sharpstone for free. You do not get it for free in this game. You don't get it for free with Dark Moonstone or Moonstone either, but I think it's easier to get those things, you see, from regular enemy drops. It is not, however, easy to get pure Bladestone. That is a rough fucking ride. Mainly because of who you need to actually kill to get it. Which are the black skeletons, who I hate to kill. So let's take this guy on with arrows. I've never done this before. He seems like he's... Oh, he can actually roll away from my arrows, which is annoying. So we'll have to fight him at closer range. We'll coax him into an attack and then shoot him with arrows at close range, yeah. That's how we're going to have to do it. I can't help but feel that I'm in PvP when I'm hitting an enemy and it's making that soul sound. I'd call it a soul sound, I don't know. He's about to die. There we go. Relatively easy. I think he drops a Stone of Ephemeral Eyes, so it's worth coming down and killing him anyway. Yeah, he drops Dark Moonstone as well, and the Black Ice Stone, but the Black Ice Stone isn't going to be useful for us at this point. Sadly. So, the main reason why we came here, of course, is just to get Patches, so we're going to go and talk to him, and then we'll have him in the area. And by the area, which is not specific at all, I mean the Nexus. He's going to give us a Ring of Gash Resistance. I don't really need that. But what I do need is his wares. Now, it's going to be interesting to see if he goes to World 2-2. If I fucking wasted all of his time talking to him in 4... Like, I first went to 2-2, and then he wasn't there. Then I came all the way here. If he goes all the way back to 2-2, I'll be absolutely spitting. I will not be impressed at all, I have to tell you. So, we'll just have to cross our fingers that he's actually at the Nexus now. If he's not, I swear to God. Let's just hope things work out. So I'm out of sake, sadly. But, that's alright. That is alright. Might open up OBS. Alright. So, don't know what that was. OBS. But, yeah, so we do have patches here, thank God. So what we're going to do is see, first and foremost, how expensive heavy arrows are. 30 souls? It's alright, actually. So, what we'll probably do is... Yeah, that's fine. We're actually not having a soul limit here. We're instead having a weight limit. So, what we'll do is put away some stuff, I think. Yes, we do have a lot of this in our inventory, so that's weighing us down quite considerably. In fact, look at that. Jesus. So, of course, because you do have item burden in the mix, you can't have an endless number of arrows in this game. That's how it works. It's the same with, like, you can't have an endless number of grass in your inventory. Like, if you're in, like, New Game Plus whatever... Oh. Hey, Grey Havoc. Your mum gave birth. Holy shit. That's not a problem at all, seriously. I mean, what's more important, watching Doomlink's live stream or being at the hospital while your mother is giving birth? I mean, I don't know. It's I think I can guess which one's more important, but anyway. I'm going to get 400, how about that? It's going to be pretty heavy, but I won't have to worry about arrows for a while, so let's just do that. 400, at the cost of a great number of souls, but once again, we're being limited by item burden rather than the number of souls that we have, so what we'll probably do is level up with the rest of these souls. We're going to keep the regular arrows here for killing the Reapers. We're going to use heavy arrows for actual, and look at the difference here, so 179, 201, you know, that's just changing the arrows, so that's freaking important, basically, to have heavy arrows. They're the most damaging ones as far as I know, apart from white arrows, not white, yes, white arrows, Jesus Christ, Doomlink. But anyway, so, welcome back, Grey Havoc, it's good to see you again, and, I'm going to level up our dexterity to 30, that makes me feel happy. What sort of damage are we doing now with the bow? Well, at this point, we're doing 207. Well, that's fine. So, I think... Well, where do we want to go next? I was going to end it, but Grey Havoc's here, so let's do a 2-hour stream, why not? What we'll do is make a decision on where we want to go. We're not going to touch World 4 for now, because we've done pretty much all we need to do there. We have access to that soul farming location. But even having said that, we now have 400 heavy arrows, so I think we're in a pretty good situation. Now, I'm pretty sure that we can still cheese the Flame Lurker with a bow. Let's give that a shot. We'll take on the Flame Lurker, and then we'll also take on the Dragon God after that. So I'd reckon that we'll be able to manage that. We'll kill all of the trolls in that hallway again. And, yeah. Hopefully we'll get some Spider Stone there. That's one thing that I'm just a little bit worried about at the moment when it comes to my upgrading of this bow. It's getting the Spider Stone that I need. I think it's going to be a little bit difficult. Maybe getting the large sword of searching is in order. I don't know. Let's see how much damage we're doing here. Oh god, it'd be great if we could hit you with the arrow. Yeah, that's pretty decent damage. I'm cool with that. I think heavy arrows have less range. They drop sooner, is that right? See if we can watch the arrow here. Oh, hey. That range is perfectly fine. Look at that. Let's be real for a moment. If we need more range than that, then we'll use some other arrow type. I don't know. But this is perfectly fine. Come on. Don't be shy. Attack it. Come on. No. You see, what you don't understand, my friend, is that I can't hit that with a bow. Thank you. God, you really need to coax them into that. Spider Stone, please. Nope. It's not like they drop it that often, if that isn't obvious already. 2-hour hype, says Grey. Well, you'll only be able to experience about 30 minutes of that, sadly, but that's alright. It's good to just kill all of these enemies anyway, but basically I need access to these guys with the fists. I mean, they all have fists, technically, but the guy fighting with his fists is what I mean by that. So, we'll give... Now, I hope that now that I've gone into World 2.2, Patches doesn't come here. but he might. And if he's disappeared from the Nexus after this, then I know where he is, basically. So we're going to drop down to the boss room here. And we're actually going to do it correctly this time. I haven't actually done this since my magic build, the first build that I did during my live stream series here. And yeah, it wasn't too great back then, but don't worry. It's going to be better this time. Going to drop down straight. Yeah, the problem that I was having then was that the brightness settings on my television, due to what I was editing in OBS, was causing this platform here to be completely invisible. So I could not see it. It was insane. So it was, yeah, a situation where I was rolling onto nothing, and it was a sad time. Now, I don't know about this crystal lizard, but I guess I'll try to kill him because I cannot confirm that he doesn't drop. No, I don't think he does give me Spider Stone now that I think about it. He might give you Greystone, I'm not sure. Where can you watch the streams that I missed? Let me give you that link. Nice, easy YouTube channel link. So, if you go to that channel, you'll be able to watch all of the archived streams, basically. There is a lot to watch, if you are so inclined. I have since completed my new game Morion Blade build, essentially. And, yeah, it's pretty good. You'll also be able to see all the other stuff that I do on YouTube as well. It's mostly Demon Souls at the moment, but from time to time I do go back into Let's Plays. I'd like to do that more, but for the moment I'm having some good fun live streaming, so that's what's happening at the moment. So we're going to pull Flame Lurker here. Once again, I'm probably going to take off the Thief's Ring because really... Flame resistance, yes, that will help. Come on, my friend. I don't know why I'm calling him my friend. I really do not like this guy. I absolutely hate him, in fact. So, I'm assuming that I can hit him through this. If magic can hit through it. I really don't know, though. Yes. I can hit him straight in the fucking face. It's not a problem at all. Well, excellent. I think he just got invincibility frames through my arrow there. Can you not? I think he's actually... Oh no, he's gone back to the right side. He was going to start encroaching in my territory for a minute. Wasn't too happy with that. He's cheesing the Flame Lurker again, everyone. Yeah, well, there's a reason why. It's because this guy sucks. And I'm not going to fight him, bow only, without doing this shit. I will definitely do it legitimately on camera. But when that's going to be, I don't know. To be honest, I'm probably not very good fighting this guy, because I've cheesed him so much that I just don't think I've learned how to fight him properly. So, don't expect decent play, is what needs to be said. You can see that now this is what I am afraid of, when he's in this super fire mode. You can see that is some intense flame, holy shit. I mean, I don't know if that looks super bright for you guys as well, but, ugh. Actually zooming into that, it's like, how bright is that? It's crazy bright, yeah. Ooh, almost hurts your eyes how bright that is. Ugh. Yeah, come on, mate. You're not doing anything to me. Just shut up and die. Done. Alright. Yeah, I'm still using the Morion Blade. The reason why I've stopped is because I've completed the new game run for it. So basically the plan is every single time I complete a new game run of a build, I'll put it down for a while and then return to it later just to keep things nice and interesting. So I'll pretty much get a huge collection of builds at some point, and then I'll be moving into New Game Plus with those builds, and then New Game Plus 2, 3, 4, etc. The Morion Blade build in New Game Plus is going to be pretty hard. I'm not looking forward to it because I went through World 1-1 in my Morion Blade build, and I basically got my anus deeply pounded by the enemies in that area, so yeah, it wasn't too fun. I think half the problem was that I was having a shit day and I wasn't able to play properly, but I think there is a higher level of difficulty there, because the problem is with the enemies in Boletarian Palace, they're normally balanced so that they do less damage but hit you more. Now, when they're doing a lot of damage... Oh my god, why don't I always... Oh, I don't have the Thief's Ring on, that might be a fucking problem. That's what happens, I always take the Thief's Ring off for the Flame Lurker fight, and then I forget to put it on here, so I always get a fist in the face. Now... Oh. Okay, well I have to use this then, sorry. Not that you guys really care. He's not using arrows on the barrier, even though it can't break the barrier. Or the rubble, the debris, whatever you want to say. Barrier. It is technically a barrier, it's just you wouldn't necessarily call it that. Oh, can you not? How the hell did I not get hit by that? I mean, that's insane. Hi, Fist. How are you? Having a good day? Don't know how the hell... Oh. I'm sort of being silly right now, I really am, but that's alright. Sorry. Just knocked the tripod. But yeah, first death for a while. Yeah, it was like staring into the sun. That was insane. But, God, I really want to drink of something. You know what we'll do? I'll be back in just a moment. It's just I need to take down my green screen, get into the cupboard behind me to actually access another drink. So, I'll be back in just a moment. Alrighty. So, yep, she's ready to go. So, we're back on the Manx Spirit. I'm not out of it yet. I've been letting it age a little bit. Not by much. I haven't had it for that long, but... Ooh. Got the corks. Bit stiff. The cork's a bit stiff, love. It's always a pleasure to drink this. You're a music producer, and would I be interested at all in me making some music? Wow. Well, that's a very nice offer. Yeah, for like an introduction or something like that. Look, I do appreciate that offer, really, I do. It's just that when it comes to music in my videos, to start with, I'm not a huge fan of video introductions. I like to just get straight into it, you know. So, not only do I not have an introduction, but I wouldn't have music anyway, I don't think. Well, if I did have an introduction, I would have music probably, but I just don't really want to do introductions. So thank you very much for the offer. I do appreciate that, but it's just not something that I really want, I don't think. I'll give it some thought, but yeah. Just trying to think of where I would use music in my videos, but anyway, so you're a music producer, that's very interesting, because I've worked in audio quite a little bit, so not actually worked in the industry, rather, I've studied it, but not to a very high level. Just, I have a greater understanding of audio than the average person, basically. But it's, I mean, it's not like a huge passion of mine, so don't expect me to... Oh my god, again! You know what, the worst thing about this is that I've gone and wasted a stone of ephemeral eyes just to do that. So what we're going to do now is not use another stone. I can't believe I've died twice to the dragon god, this is stupid. So what I'll do is I'll get rid of whatever ring I have in the second slot, whatever it is, it's not necessary. Regenerator's ring. It's just there because I don't have anything else to use. But now I do have something else to use. This thing. So we're going to Crescent just to top up our health. Yeah, well thanks Grey. That's very nice of you. I do appreciate that offer. If I think of anything that I might want to use music for in my videos, then I'll give you a shout. But, we're going to not use a Stone of Ephemeral Eyes here, because obviously that's just not a good idea. I've gone and wasted my time and wasted your time by dying like an idiot, so let's just stop doing that, maybe. And what I'm going to do is stand here and just stay. So don't hit me, man. He just needs to relax a little bit, this guy. So let's just go, just shit, what? What's going on? Normally this doesn't happen. Is it just me or does this normally not happen? But maybe it does normally happen and I'm just being ridiculously stupid. I don't know. I usually don't have this, you never finish this fight. Well, it's generally not that difficult, but I'm just being completely stupid. So how would... Okay, so what I'll do is not continue forwards after breaking that second bit of rubble. Let's try to play like a non-idiot would. But you see, playing as a non-idiot does not come natural to me, because I'm not a non-idiot. I'm an idiot. So we'll make him relax. And then we'll break this, but not continue. We'll go back in here. Now, I swear to God, if as I run through here I get hit again, good. Because I nearly got pissed off. He didn't even punch the wall that time. I went through fast enough. Anyway. You see, I went through a period where I was always... playing it super safe with the Dragon God, but I'm not in that period anymore. I'm a bit more relaxed with the Dragon God, and the result of that is that I just die like an idiot, so... Maybe I just need to play better. Because it's not necessarily a good thing to just play risky. It's better to play safe. Now, I think for the most part I'm safe here, because he's pinned down on his left side, so I don't think he can actually attack us from this area. Oh, he can. I think he can. Can he? I think he's about to. Oh. Is that going to wipe over me? It is. It is. See, this is my stupidity. I genuinely believed, okay, that he wasn't going to hit me, because so many times I've felt like I've really pushed him to hit me here, and he hasn't, but this time he has. Today, you know, the Dragon God's back and he's pierced. So, basically, he's finally reached the point where he's like, Doomlink, you're not going to kill me again. I'm going to kill you this time. It's really, No, you do have to touch it at the very end of the fight. You need to first pin him down with 2 harpoons, and then you hit his chin. So... What do you want from me exactly? I haven't done anything different this time to what I've been doing all the previous attempts, and this is the first time you've decided to hit me in this position. Why are you such an asshole, mate? I just don't understand. Alright. So we'll do what we did last time. We'll break this, but then go back. Hopefully I'm safe here. The idea is that you stand in the shadow of the pillars, and he can't see you. But, I mean, it's pretty simple, but... sometimes even when you do that, he hits you, because he's an asshole. So we have to do this again. It basically resets the fight. You're going to finish Demon's Souls tonight? It's actually really fast to do that. It does not take long at all to finish Demon's Souls. If you don't know what you're doing, yeah, it does take a while. Sometimes, in fact, you can even take a long time to do what you need to do in Demon's Souls, because you'll be dying all the time. But, if you're generally good with Souls games, you'll probably be able to finish this fast, even if you're going through it blind, I would say. So let's try to stand in the shadow of this pillar. And hope to God he doesn't fucking attack us. He shouldn't. No. See, I was just being stupid before by not standing in the shadow of the pillar, trying to see, okay, is he going to attack me? Is he going to attack me? And of course he did attack me, so I ended up suffering for my curiosity. Anyway. Cool. So this is the risky business. At this point, I think he's a bit more reactive to me, so... No. Relax, man. So, this is the part where I'm probably going to be very upset if I die. Because it's right at the end of the fight. But we should be okay, we should survive. Roll, mate! Just get out of there. Okay, we're fine. Let's get some clear stone. Actually, we'll bow him to death. Get out of here. It is a pure bow build after all. So, the Master's Ring. I don't know what the description is here. I don't believe it says sweet spot damage. It did in the Chinese English version, but I don't think it does in this version, because I'm not familiar with that description. Let's have a look at what it is in this game. It's definitely a more convoluted description, I think. Raises direct hits. Okay, so raises direct hit damage, lowers other damage. Now, what this means is that you have different levels of damage for certain weapon types based on the angle at which you hit an enemy. Now, it's really confusing in the Chinese English version because it says sweet spot damage. I mean, what the fuck does that mean? I thought it might have meant critical damage, but I knew that that's not what it was. Because I couldn't remember the original description, but it didn't say anything like critical damage, so I decided that I just couldn't remember what sweet spot would possibly translate to, but anyway. That is the Dragon God dead. So that's what I mean by needing to hit him at the end. If you are close range to him there, he can actually breathe his fire on you, and it does a decent amount of damage, but for the most part he's rendered incapacitated. Well, not incapacitated, but you know, he can't... That's not the word I'm looking for. But what I mean is that he just can't actually move, so... Yeah. Kind of a sad fight for some people. Not for me, because he pisses me off, but, anyway. So that is Archstone 2. Now we have the privilege of going into World 1-3, if we so desire. But I don't think we so desire. The annoying thing, and yes, things do get annoying, is that I still only have like a sticky +2 compound longbow. And getting the spider stone that I need is, quite frankly, probably going to be an annoying process to undertake. Something that I might have to do off camera, and something that might even require the large sword of searching, to be honest with you. So maybe I could go through 4-2. I mean, Christ, I don't want to... Because the only problem with getting the large sword of searching, you have to understand. Well, it's not like the only problem, but it's the main problem. I need to get a weapon to +7 before I can even create it, so... That's a lot of materials and a lot of souls that needs to be spent in doing that, so... Yeah. Maybe I could get some hardstone weapon and upgrade that and make the large sword of searching. But, I don't know if it's necessary, but it might be. I might check in the wiki again just to see what the locations are for just maybe regular spider stone. So, the scale miners, that's what they're called. So, I don't know where all of the crystal lizards in 2-1 are. I know where the one at the beginning, when you go into 2-1, and then there's the one further in, but let me just see exactly where they all are in 2-1. There is only 2. So, that means that there's only one crystal lizard in 2-1 that drops spider stone, and he only drops shards. So, the scale miners are the ones that we want to fight for. The trolls, as I call them. They're the ones that we need to fight for spider stone. But I haven't been picking up much of it, so what I'll probably do is just get the large sword of searching, just to save my time. But you'd think that that would be counterintuitive, because I'd have to put time into upgrading a weapon to +7 or +8 or whatever I need, and then getting the large sword of searching, but I think it might be worthwhile. To my knowledge, the Sword of Searching actually works in the offhand, so you don't actually need it equipped to get the benefits of its increased drop rate. I believe it is, how do I say, significant. So, Spiderstone allows me to upgrade my bow here. Sticky is an upgrade path that exists only for bows. It's basically like infusing your regular weapons with Bladestone to make them sharp weapons, except you can't do that with bows. Instead, you do that with Spiderstone, which will instead create the sticky path, which once again exists only for bows. So, the idea being, despite my convoluted explanation, let's just get to the point. It doesn't actually completely remove, but it heavily decreases your strength scaling and boosts your dexterity scaling. So actually, it's not like Bladestone and the sharp upgrade path, because that completely removes all stat bonuses apart from dexterity and then heavily boosts dexterity. That's not the case with Spiderstone. So that's basically how it works. They call it sticky because, you know, Spiderstone, web, whatever. How that relates to dexterity and the benefit of the bow, maybe it has to, I mean, I've got no idea how that makes any sense, but whatever, that's what they've decided to go with in the game. Now, are we going to take on 4-2, kill the guy, and by the guy I mean the demon of this Archstone section, which is the old hero, get his soul, and then create the large sword of searching? Probably. But I need to determine what weapon would be best to upgrade. Maybe I'll upgrade the battle axe or something. That could be an option. What sort of hardstone do we have? We probably have a decent amount. Not that much. So let me just confirm the level of weapon that I need to... Actually, maybe the battle axe can't even be... Yeah, that's a good point. I think I might need a Asian sword, a straight sword, or a great sword to... Well, yes, that's correct. To be able to make the large sword of searching. So I'll go and confirm that now. I think I have a list of my weapons up here. Somewhere in amongst all of my tabs. Here we go. So let's go back to weapons, and then I will check the large sword of searching. Once again, just to confirm. Excuse me. Just to see... Oh, it can't be here, can it? No. I literally went to swords, straight, like straight swords, to look for the large sword of searching, which is absolutely not straight. It's a big curved sword. So... it doubles the base item drop rate. Now, I don't know if the luck stat really works. I was told that the luck stat is a bit bugged in this game. I was told that by someone who I was PvPing with back in the old days. I used to be in a Skype group that did PvP on the Atlas version servers, because no one did PvP in Europe, at least not in 2011. I didn't probably get into PvP until around early 2011, so yeah. That's the entire reason why I got the Atlas version, actually, just to PvP with people. So, I can make... Does the broadsword upgrade with sharpstone or hardstone? Sharpstone, fuck. By the looks of it, I can't actually make a hardstone upgrading weapon and turn it into the large sword of searching. Nope. These are all sharpstone weapons. Shit. Okay, so I don't have much of a choice then. We'll have to go ahead and upgrade. Good thing I didn't even bother with the battle axe. We'll upgrade the scimitar. By the looks of it, by the looks of it, we have more sharp. That's true. We do have more sharpstone because we were using hardstone to upgrade our bow before to +3. So in actuality, that works better. So let's just do that. Let me just double check. It's +8. I thought it was +7. I don't know why I always have +7 in my head, but maybe it's because I'm stupid. So I need some large sharpstone shards, which is annoying as all hell, for the simple reason that what I'm going to have to do, and I can't wait to do this, is I will have to go into World 2.2 and get some materials, so... let's try to see how many shards we need from this point. So I'll go to the scimitar, see what I need. It's starting to get hot today. Or hot in my room at the very least. But it's definitely hot outside as well. So, let me see. So I'm currently at I'm going into +6, so that's... so I'm going to need another 15. Including this, I'm going to need 15 shards. Hold on, where's... going to need 12... Okay, so 15 regular shards, 12 large shards, 3 chunks. That's doable. 3 chunks. I bet I have 3 chunks. So, what I should do is just save my fucking time and just buy large shards. Because I have 24,000 souls, right? So, how many do I need again? I actually forgot. So I need 12 large shards. So, that's pretty decent. I only need to buy 11, is that right? So, what we'll do... No, sorry, I only need to buy... I need to get my head around that. How many do I have at the moment? Anyway, the point is that what we'll do is go into World 2-2, and we will probably pick up some large Sharpstone shards on the way anyway. And therefore we'll probably need to buy less large Sharpstone shards regardless. So what we'll do is we'll buy 10 just for good measure. I reckon we'll need only 9 or something, but we'll just go and talk to the filthy man. Where am I from? I'm from Australia, actually. Some people don't know simply because my Australian accent is isn't very strong, so I am sweating like you wouldn't believe. I can't even think straight. It's just so fucking hot. But yeah, by the fact that I'm dying from the heat, it's enough of an indication that I'm not in the northern hemisphere at least. Oh, God. I am in the far, far east. Is where I am. Further east than Asia. So, I mean, we refer to Asia as the east, but hey, I'm further east than that shit, so... Unless it's so far east you can start referring to that as west, but I don't really know how that works. Technically it's... Oh! I got a shard of spider stone. How nice is that? It's just the thing is, I mean, that was just really lucky of me, but... May as well kill you. Yeah. It's worthwhile to get the large sword of searching, because to be honest, it's just going to save me time, because it's not that difficult for me to get a +8 weapon in Sharpstone right now. It feels like a little bit of a waste, but I'm not going to be using Sharpstone for anything else. Oh wait, I'll be using it for the war side, that's right. Use your brain, Doom Link. Oh god, got hit by that. So maybe we'll go and consult, which is a funny way to put it, but we'll consult the... Now, the guy's going to attack through this, isn't he? Come on, mate. Are you not? He can't even see me. Oh, I was just misplaced. No, but we're going to go and consult the crystal lizard down this way. There's nothing really in this direction except this scale miner and the crystal lizard further down. There might be some greystone to pick up as well. Yes, we do have kangaroos and koalas and spider demons as well. The armor spider in this game is in fact just a normal sized spider in Australia. So I'm not very worried about fighting him. But believe it or not, there are people here who have arachnophobia, if you can actually get your head around that, so... If you have arachnophobia, just be glad for a moment that you don't live in Australia, because there are those people who exist. So... Anyway. Because the thing is, we've got some big fucking spiders, so... Yeah. But you guys have big spiders as well. It's not so much the size of the spiders that you need to worry about here, it's mainly the amount of venom they can inject into your bloodstream. So... Yeah, seriously, no. It's not good. If you have arachnophobia, it's sad. So I may as well kill you. I can get the right angle for that. There we go. Cool. So, pretty much, we're just going to be buying the shards that we need anyway. So, we'll do that. If we don't have enough space to do that, what we will do is equip the Herculean Strength Ring. We should have enough souls at the very least. Unless I'm grossly underestimating the cost of these shards. Does make a difference when I put the fan on. I guess I didn't mention that that's what I did, yeah. When I disappeared for a brief moment, I was putting my fan on. And I was complaining about not being able to think straight about the heat. Or because of the heat. But yeah, definitely there's a lot of, well, I wouldn't even call it romanticizing, I'd call it, what's the best word to describe it? Exaggeration. There's a lot of exaggeration that goes on when it comes to the deadliness of the animals in Australia. Listen, it's absolutely true in every sense of the word that it is very dangerous to live in Australia, but only if you're in certain areas, you see. If you're in urban areas, you don't have to worry about things like snakes and spiders and stuff like that. Even though the second deadliest spider in the entire world is in Sydney, which is where I live, it's not like there's a real danger. I mean, I don't see funnel webs that often, Sydney funnel webs, but yeah. I suppose if you do live in Canada, they all freeze and die, which is fair enough. How many can I buy? Oh. Jesus. About that Ring of Herculean Strength. That is absolutely necessary. I can only buy one single shard of anything with my current item burden, so I guess that was a bit of a mistake on my part. How many can I buy now? Oh, that's good. I'll buy 10 large shards. Actually. Oh. Chunks. How many chunks do I have? I didn't actually check how many chunks I had. I said that I probably had 3, but I guess I only need to hope that I have 3 now. Okay, so we'll buy 10 of those. And then, well, actually, I didn't need to buy that many. I only needed to buy, like, 8 or something. No? Maybe? Oh, whatever. So, we'll get... How many did I say? 15 of these. We'll just get 15 of these. So, that was just what I had on hand, now that I think about it. It didn't even include what was in my stockpile Thomas's thing. Anyway, we'll head up through here. So, basically, what we'll do... I just can't... I should have had a look, but I couldn't remember if I had 3 or if I had 4 large shards before. I really should have confirmed that. But I was thinking in my head, hold on, I need to turn on my fan, let's do that, hurry up. And so, yeah. That thing will probably hit us, yeah. Oh well. No, but yeah, if you live in dense bushland, yes, you will be dealing with snakes in your toilet, you'll be dealing with frogs in your bed, you'll be dealing with spiders everywhere, because you're just living in nature at that point. But as long as you're not living in nature, like surrounded by trees and scrub and all of that, you'll be alright. For me, best thing I see in terms of wildlife is, well, we have a lot of different birds in this area, and then we also have scrub turkeys that have come down from Queensland. They never used to be around here, but I don't know, they started moving down from Queensland, and we're not talking about a short distance here. Queensland is quite a distance away. And they just come into your backyard and destroy everything. What they tend to do is, yeah, destroy everything to make their nests. And then, they're just quite annoying. I ended up hurting one recently, which was a shame. Not that I really wanted to hurt it, it's just that I threw a heavy piece of wood at it and took out its leg. And so I felt really bad because I'd never hurt an animal in my life until the day that I did that, which was like last week. So I kind of felt bad, but no, they're a pest. It's just they're protected, so you can't kill them. So I guess maybe it was against the law that I threw a heavy piece of wood at it and took out its leg. And maybe I could get fined for that, but they really are a bit of a pest these days. Now, we can actually upgrade this thing through Baldwin, so let's just do that. We're not going to go to Ed. Forget that. So hopefully we can take you to +8. Ooh, I don't have the chunks that I need. I need one more chunk of sharpstone. What annoys me the most is that I have to go back Actually, let's not even do that. Let's keep it fun. Let's go into World 1-3 and kill the Crystal Lizard there. I've got a better idea. Maybe we'll do a long live stream. I think I've definitely confirmed at this point, just based on the viewers that I have at the moment in Twitch. We'll check YouTube as well. I think the later I stream, the better. It seems to be the case that I end up streaming too early when like no one's on. So I'm like in this weird period of time where the Europeans have just gone to bed and where it's not really late enough for the Americans to be watching. So it's like, yeah, maybe I should be choosing the time in which I stream a little bit better. But anyway. So now that we have completed World 2, yes, we are given access to this. The problem is I do, for the sake of conversation, I often sort of give walkthrough-esque information when I'm playing through the game, but the thing is, like, if you were actually to watch all of the stuff that I've ever recorded of Demon's Souls, it would be so annoying because I would be saying the same things over and over and over again. But once again, it's for the sake of conversation, so I'll probably always say that. And it is to the benefit of some people, because not everyone watching is actually familiar with how to play the game, or even what's involved in playing the game and all of that. So, yeah. The whole idea of not being able to access an area until you kill an archdemon is, like, completely unique to this game, so it's worth mentioning, I suppose. So what I'm going to do, as long as I stand here... Oh, then again, I need to initiate a cutscene. Hello, Crystal Lizard. I'm going to kill you. One moment. I'll be getting attacked from behind in a brief moment. Excuse me. Oh, no, I'm not. Mwah. Exactly what I needed. Chunks of sharpstone. Don't pick this up, it's a slave shield. I don't even care if that shining thing bothers you. Just ignore it. It's a slave shield. How a slave shield can shine like that, I don't know. But that's Souls logic, guys. And that's actually something that I didn't even consider. That's unique to Demon's Souls. Items on the ground shining gold. Because, as you know, in all of the other Souls games, they shine just a dull soul-like colour. Just white. They shine white. Whereas in this game, they shine gold, so... Sometimes I do forget what is unique to this game. Because I've just been playing it for so long, and because it's my first Souls game, everything here feels like normal to me. Because when it's your first Souls game, it's a set of norms that are established. And to be honest, the only reason why things in Dark Souls don't feel normal is because I've played more Dark Souls than I've played of this game. Mainly because of how much content's in Dark Souls, and mainly because I was more active in the PvP community. And as you know, you always put more time into a game when you're active in an online community, so... Or just in online play in general, so... Yeah. We should be able to upgrade our weapon to +8 now. And what that means is that we can infuse that weapon with the soul of the old hero. Is it called the old hero soul? I can't remember what it's actually called. But, regardless, we'll be able to... It's just the hero's soul, actually, I think it's called. But we'll be able to turn that into the largest sword of searching. And then once we complete World 4-3, we will do that, and then, using the largest sword of searching, try to get as much spider stone as we can. I'm getting scared. I'm almost out of this stuff. It's just important to me that I have this, because I got this while I was in the UK, and you can't get it here. You just can't. I forget, in the UK, I was in a, where was it? Was that a co-op? The Isle of Man. Or was it? No, I don't think it was a co-op. What was it again? I can't remember that. They don't really have... I think they have a Tesco in Douglas, but they have a lot of co-ops, and they have one other thing as well. It's actually like a... I still have a bag somewhere from them, but... Basically, it's not Tesco, it's not co-op, it's the other one. But no one watching this would know anything about Manx grocery stores, so what the fuck am I even on about, really? Oh, dear. I entertain myself. So let's kill this guy for some souls. We still don't have our... Actually, I technically should have used regular arrows there, but whatever.
We still don't have the Ring of Avarice, but that's alright. We're still able to get a decent number of souls from these guys when they all die. So we'll stand here, open that door, go pick up a Stone of Ephemeral Eyes up through there, and then we're not going to bother with the side area with the Crystal Lizard and where the Primeval Demon spawns. It's just not needed. So we will not bother. What blows my mind is that when you break this, right? An arrow cannot actually break that. That's really funny. We're just ignoring, well, not ignoring, but avoiding that pressure plate. But, anyway, I just can't believe that you can't destroy that invisible wall with an arrow. That's really unfair, actually. So, we do have the Thieves Ring on, don't we? Yes. I still, oh shit, I still have the Ring of Herculean Strength on, which isn't a huge problem. What's our current? Oh, we have plenty of item burden right now, like plenty. So it's actually alright. I don't want to fight you with an arrow, actually. That's not going to work. Quickly unequip that, like now. I'm not doing any damage, I realize this. I actually realize this, but a bow is not going to work. Oh! Oh my god. So, you know, you'd think the guy would be smart enough to at least go on the walkway, but no, he rolls straight off the edge. Straight off the edge. Unbelievable. Really unbelievable. Anyway. So the gold skeletons over here, I don't really know what to do about them, because I think they're going to shield with their swords. If you understand. See how he pulls his sword up like that? And then he runs towards me with his fucking sword up like that. So, as long as I'm fighting one at a time, we should be okay. Just like that should be good. As long as I can flinch him out of his attack. No! Don't need to get hit by that. I did not flinch him out of that. The thing is about these guys is that if you're in their attack range, they will strike you relentlessly. I wish you could use these swords. They're so cool. There is a sword in Dark Souls 3 that is very similar to this. I forgot what it's called. I believe it's a demon weapon even. So, I do have it in my strength build in Dark Souls 3, and at some point in time, I don't know when, I will play Dark Souls 3 on camera. But doing the standard builds, you know, builds that I do because I haven't really played the game much at all. So what it would be, for instance, I'm playing Demon Souls right now doing builds that are specifically for the purposes of doing this live stream series. Whereas with Dark Souls 3, I've only ever done 2 builds in Dark Souls 3, and one of those is not completed. So, if I were to live stream Dark Souls 3, it would be a case of me actually live streaming the experience of playing the game in the early stages of my Dark Souls 3 play in general. So, it might be interesting, but it's not going to be until much later. I prefer to play this game, because, you know, people who watch me play this game generally don't know what's going on with it, so it's more fun to actually play the game when no one really knows what's going on with it, except for me. I enjoy that. Come on. Come on. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. And he didn't even get flinched out of that anyway. Damn, he almost got some good range on me there. What I hate is that even though he hasn't fully pulled his sword up to shield against me, he's able to shield my arrows. And that's fucking annoying. Can he get up there? I don't think he can. Okay, so... Damn! There we go. He actually dropped his gun for some reason. Anyway, we put a lot of time and effort into doing that, so let's not fail. We need to make sure that we get to the boss and kill him this time around. And using the Thief's Ring, that shouldn't be a problem at all. Now that I think about it, Grey Havoc, I think the last time you were watching, I was in my previous build fighting the old hero, so... I guess a bit of time has passed. But yeah, that was just funny when you said that your mum was in the hospital giving birth. I'm just like, obviously that's more important than watching my streams, because I was generally wondering like where you were, but if that's what it was, then fair enough. Oh shit. This is dangerous as hell. You know, instead of healing, I should have just attacked him. I don't have that much grass, but that's okay. I can maybe rescue Grave Robber Blige and get his stuff. Maybe. Not these fuckers again. You mean the ones with their laser beams? I hate them personally. It's amazing that physical attacks even do anything to these guys, but anyway. Oh, I'm getting attacked from behind by this fellow. He's also got a laser beam. Why do you have a laser beam? Are you still alive? Maybe you're the previous guy who didn't die. What's your health? If he dies in one... Can you stop, please? I'm begging you, mate. Oh my Jesus. He's got full health. Now he's moonwalking. Whoa. Are these guys respawning? Hold the phone. Alright, target him. Target him. You're dying, mate. You can see the way he just started walking really fast. But he's still walking really casually. He's got this certain posture, and it's a very casual posture. But he started walking a lot faster when I started hitting him. It was just funny. It was like a comedy. But anyway. That guy's glitching on something. So basically, what we're going to do here is we're just going to attack this guy, make him fall to death. Fall to his death, rather. He's going to go all the way down into the boss room. Which is interesting, because directly above where we're standing right now is the boss room. And you have to go through all sorts of weird areas to get there. But I only realized that that was the case at one time when I had thrown this guy down here and found his corpse in the boss room. So it's just a fun fact that there's actually the boss room directly down there. So I wonder if you fell down there, you'd be able to fall into the boss room as well. It's possible that you'd probably just die, because generally you get a bird's eye view of your death rather than going down. Like, your camera won't follow the path of the guy as he falls. Don't tell me there's a gold skeleton here. I don't think there is. For some reason I had a memory that there was. I'm glad that my memory is incorrect, to put it that way. I hate this place here, because these guys spawn behind you, which is not okay. So what I need to do is kill you as fast as possible, and now I need to kill this guy as fast as possible, before I get someone spawning behind me. Why did that go directly through you? I wish I knew. Are you dead? You're about to die. Look at him walking really fast. So someone just spawned behind me. Hit him, hit him, hit him, hit him. No! Unbelievable. Truly unbelievable. He's about to laser my fucking face. You watch. No. Die. And this guy, he can respawn if he wants. I'll just kill him again. Oh my god. No. It's as if sometimes I can hit them and then sometimes I can't. So, what I'm going to do is play it safe with this guy by... Oh. This is actually dangerous as all fuck. I'll try to stun lock him if I can. Stun lock. There we go. Because if he hits me with his soul ray, he sort of points at you like Mortis on the Födselahajske LP, which is a reference none of you will understand, but it doesn't matter. He points at you like that, and he... I'm an idiot. But anyway, he points at you like that and fires his soul ray. And, yeah. What I just said, you guys will not be able to comprehend, but it doesn't matter. The point is he points at you and he does that, so... I'm sure there are other scenarios where people point that would be a better reference than what I just made, but hey. I'm a collector of Mortis, so what can I say? Now, we're pretty much at the boss room. There is an area here. This is called the Phosphorescent Slug Pit, I believe. Because there are a lot... Can you not knock me in? Oh, fuck. I have to laugh because, seriously, I was just relaxing. I was about to have a nice drink, and then I get blown up, thrown into the Phosphorescent Slug Pit, and killed instantly before I can even heal, so... Because you have to understand, I was at the fucking boss door. I just needed to go up the stairs. There's the boss. Oh, fuck. The frustration is absolutely real right now. So, the temptation to just run through the rest of the area is absolutely strong. Like, it's powerful. So, I'm gonna give that a shot. I'll keep the Thief's Ring on, but I'll put the Cling Ring on, because if I fail, I don't want to lose a Stone of Ephemeral Eyes as a result of that. Oh, no. Oh, no, I can take that off. Hold on. Did I put that stuff away? No, I didn't. Okay, what we're going to do. This is the plan, guys. Things have gone awry, to put it simply. What we're going to do is we're going to return to the Nexus, take off the Herculean Strength Ring once we've put away all of this stuff we have weighing us down in, as far as items are concerned, and then we will equip the Cling Ring, try to run through World 4-2, and then hopefully then we'll be okay. I'm hoping, because seriously, this is not a good situation, because if I die again, because it took me so long to get to that point, this is what's bothering me. I went through the area nice and slow and relaxed, didn't really have a problem at any point in time. It took me so long to kill those fucking gold skeletons as well. And then I was at the boss room, and then that shit happened. That was just like, what? Anyway. Frustration is what I'm feeling at the moment. Absolute, raw frustration. But I'm not really communicating that to you, because I'm trying to remain calm. No, not really. I'm not that angry. It's just, ugh. It didn't need to happen that way, and it did. So, I'm sad. You know, the funny thing is that having the battle axe here is not a good idea, because look at the difference in the fucking damage. There's like 100 and like just so much more damage than that shit. It's like 107 more damage. So the point being that I should be using this instead of just completely ignoring the existence of a +8 weapon in my inventory. Its purpose is to ultimately become the Sword of Searching, which is not a weapon that you use to attack people, but still, it's useful in its current form, so let's use it. Especially considering that it's a soft dexterity scaling weapon, has a C scaling, and we have 30 dexterity at a soul level of 34. So, yeah, dexterity is the focus at the moment. So, let's equip the Cling Ring. We should have pretty reasonable item burden. Let's double check that. It's 73 of 102, so we should be fine. Now, Cling Ring. Now we need to give 4-2 a shot as far as running through it. We'll see how it goes. It's probably not going to end well for me. Oh dear. So, let's have a drink. I'm just going to put this to you very transparently and clearly. Drinking alcohol while playing a Souls game is not a good combination. For the simple reason that your reaction time slowly goes down as time goes on. So I can communicate to you perfectly, it's just that my play might be a little bit disjointed, so... But anyway. Because for those who are not aware, the beverage that I'm currently consuming is, what is it? Is it 40% alcohol? Yeah, I think so. Or 70 CL with a big E. I don't know what the fuck that means. It might be proof, I'm not sure. 70 proof, whatever that is. Apparently that's used in the US, but I think people who at the very least have more of an idea are familiar with ABV. So, what we're doing right now is just getting away from all of these enemies and just, yeah, you die. Good idea. I think that's a good course of action. So, we're just rolling through all these enemies and getting the hell out of here. Now, I don't know if I can do the same with the guy coming up, but I don't think I can. I'll roll through his attack, maybe. Yeah, I can get around him, actually. That's cool. Excuse me. Yep, I can get past him like that, so... Ha! He just got thrown down there. So I don't know if the laser guys die too, Do they? They do die. That's actually great. I barely have any healing wares. Why do I have 14 full moo grass? Uh-oh. Hello, 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 hello. How are you? How are you doing? You are killing me, despite your tiny size. It's quite a concern. Alright. There's something really weird about this entrance. It's like really wavy. It's almost as if I'm going crazy, but no, it's actually designed in that way. Or perhaps not designed. Maybe it's actually buckling with the weight that it's holding, which would be ridiculous because it's stone. It wouldn't bend like that due to weight. But, I mean, I'm not a stone lover. Like, I don't know how that stuff works, but anyway, it's best to just kill this guy, to be honest. Because I have a lot of damage on me right now. I'm dealing almost 200 damage with this thing as I fast attack with it, so... yeah. Long story short, it's a situation where I may as well just mash him to death instead of wasting my time with this stupid laser beam people. So we're going to... actually, we're not going to Stone of Ephemeral Eyes for the boss. It's not necessary. When I kill the boss, I will revive. Now what makes me happy is that I got my souls back. And you can't see how many souls there are, but it's 42,696. Now, that's a lot, okay? It's a lot, so it was definitely worthwhile. We're going to equip heavy arrows. I equipped regular arrows because I only needed regular arrows to kill the Reaper before. So, yeah. Let's take on the old hero. If we stay out of his range, it's possible that he won't come after us. I've never tried this before, though. Never mind. He'll attack us once, and then he'll leave us alone, I think. Yep. That's cool. So we can aggro the fuck out of him, despite having the Thieves Ring on. But we only need to avoid his attacks, like, once. Uh-oh, that's gonna hit us. Whew! That was dangerous as hell! Oh, God. But yeah, Thieves Ring basically is what you want. Uh-oh. I don't know if I want to get in his way there. Actually doing a decent amount of damage to him, but it's hard to keep on target when he's flailing around like that. Okay, you walk away. I hope, as long as I can take one full hit from this guy, we'll be alright. And then he relaxes again. That's... ooh, that almost hit us. He did another attack! Jesus, okay, well that has allowed us to confirm that in fact we can take a full hit. So that's good. I'm happy with that. Ooh. The idea is to get away from him as well. If you stay close range, he might stay aggressive, actually. Might be better to actually target him. Let's just target him. Yeah, targeting's better. I am consuming stamina, it's just that I'm recovering that stamina so fast. Uh-oh. Balls. I don't know what balls has to do with anything, but maybe it does. You know, had I used a Stone of Ephemeral Eyes, maybe I would have been alright, but... You took a 10-minute nap? You're enjoying yourself, stream hype. Well, things are remaining entertaining by me dying to the boss. So far, I've died just in front of the boss door, and I've died to the boss, so we're doing well, we're doing well. Very happy. Not. At all, actually. So... What was that? It was an arrow that is now going to kill you. No, I'm really unimpressed at the moment, to be honest with you, but we're not going to revive, and I will heal myself for the boss, because we may as well. So, let's roll through you. Stop it, stop it. Best thing is to hug this so they fall, but they didn't fall. That's the problem. No, no! There goes like 50,000 souls. There it goes. Bye. Bye 50,000 souls. What would you have me do? Last time they just rolled right off the edge. This time they followed me like you wouldn't believe, so what would you have me do? It's AI randomization, basically. So, what can I do? Okay, he's dead. I wasted an arrow. That's alright. I did buy a lot before. I bought 400. I'm down to 156. It really does add up over time. Every single time you shoot an arrow. Yes, I'm slightly annoyed. Sometimes I have problems with World 4, sometimes I really don't, but today is a day where I'm having problems with it. That's alright. I will survive one way or another. Stop rolling towards me. Please stop. No! Oh, God. So frustrating. Anyway, that's alright. You know, if you actually counted the number of times I died in World 4 during this build, it would be astounding, because I died a lot of times in 4.1 at the beginning of the game when I was trying to get this bow that I have here. It was a very, very sad experience, so I'd recommend that you don't count the deaths, because it would be embarrassing for me. Funny for you, embarrassing for me. I'm actually trying to encourage you, no, I mean, but by saying that, yes, it is huge encouragement. Anyway, so we'll have to try it again. That's alright. That's Souls in a nutshell. If you're failing, just keep trying again. And no, I don't have the time to waste just doing this slowly and carefully. I don't want to do that. You know, at this rate, I will have collected so many souls again, but get through there, you cockball. Why did I not have any problems the first time I ran through this? But this time, I can't do it. What is that? AI randomization. So, Domelink, what killed you so many times when you were going through 4.2? AI randomization. He angrily responds. Anyway. No, I think it's probably more entertaining for you guys to watch me die, but I don't like it. But hey, slowly but surely I'm collecting souls, so if I can actually consistently get my bloodstain back, then I'm actually collecting souls each time. So, yeah. And I'm also having an opportunity to try and get the war scythes, so always look at the benefits, you know? Always look at the benefits. He says as he wants to kill himself. No, I don't actually. Don't joke about suicide, it's not funny. No, seriously, if I actually started making jokes about suicide, I might get in trouble, so let's stop. Anyway, can I get through? Yes. I just don't know, look, I don't know how the Twitch community is. I don't know anything about the Twitch community, so maybe I'd get reported for making suicide jokes and I'd get, like, banned. I don't want that, so just leave me alone. I wasn't intending on, like, being offensive. But anyway. And so, I suppose you could tell that wasn't particularly malicious, so I should be safe. Why am I using the bow? Stop. Just stop. Like, you're gonna die if you do that. Just do that. Ooh, I killed him in midair. Beautiful. That was yummy. So what we're gonna do, apart from the fact that killing a Reaper is apparently yummy, we're going to pretty much get to the boss door now. Suicide jokes are funny most of the time. You're a good man, Grey. You're a good man. So, rolling through you. Or so I say, but you won't let me roll through you. I wanted to actually target you, to attack you. Oh. So as far as I can tell, Grey, you're like slipping in and out of like sleeping while watching my streams, which is possibly good, possibly bad, but no, hit him. Because that was extremely close to a death right there. And getting my bloodstain back was not a guarantee at that point, so yeah. The 50,000 souls that I lost, it was more like 47,000, something like that. Maybe not even. Maybe I'm rounding up a bit too much, but point is that I've sort of made that back in a weird way. I've got almost 30,000. 28,156 is my current soul counter. You can't see that, but you just have to take my advice. No, I actually have 281,000. No, seriously, just take my advice for it, basically. Or trust me. You've been up since the last time we talked. That's cool. For a second I was about to say, where's the old hero? And that's cool that you've still been up. Just for me, I can't nap, you know. That just doesn't work for me. Actually, I'm going to use a Stone of Ephemeral Eyes just to give myself that extra health. It might help. But yeah, if I'm like drifting in and out of sleep, or perhaps napping, I'm probably at a point where I can't really continue to function. So, you're attacking still, my friend. You know what? It's time to relax. And let me kill you. So, I want to get away from this guy, really. When he's coming to attack me, I don't really want to be keeping close to him, basically, is what I'm telling you. Like what I'm doing here, which is rolling away. It's better. Ooh, that was dodgy timing on my part with that roll. At least I can say I've killed the old hero bow only. Which isn't like the biggest. It's not like a huge achievement to kill this guy with a bow. Because to be honest, he's not the most reactive. I mean, he's reactive, but when you've got the Thieves' Ring on, he's pretty relaxed. Does he look relaxed now? No. So basically I'm talking out of my ass, but don't worry, that's the Doom Link special right there. Excuse me. You know, if I can hit him in there, it's even better because he can't... Maybe if I hide behind a pillar, he's alright. So let's just give that a shot. Does he come after us? No. That's pretty great. Let's keep doing that. I think I've figured out how to fight the old hero, guys. Oh no, he came after me this time. The poor man is approaching death. You know, there must be so much lore in Demon's Souls, and I'm just not familiar with it. I'm really not. Like, what sort of life did this guy lead? He looks like he's from some sort of desert clan. If you look at his style of dress. Why is he blind? You know, things like this. I'm sure there is some Demon's Souls lore, but I just don't know about it. So... I'm actually keeping quite far away from him. Maybe I'm outside of his aggro range. I am, I think. So if you're running the Thieves' Ring, maybe... Oh, never mind. He's pissed! Just relax, my man. Relax, my man. Which sounds oddly homosexual, but, you know, it's not what I was intending. My man. Anyway. Ignore that, please. The Lurker. Yeah. I don't actually hate this fight more than the Flame Lurker. It's just that I was having some problems with this fight this time around. If you actually... The thing is, Grey Havoc, you haven't seen me fight the Flame Lurker legitimately. If you were to see me fight the Flame Lurker legitimately, you would understand that really, he is my least favourite boss. I've gotten over the... whatever they're called, the Man-Eaters. The Man-Eaters were sort of the big wall for people in Demon Souls. I sort of got over that. I'm alright now. I can handle the Man-Eaters, but... ugh, Flame Lurker, fuck. Anyway, so... maybe I'm stupid, maybe I suck, I don't know, but... maybe both. But, yeah, the Flame Lurker is not my game. Not at all. So, Heroes Demon Soul, we're going to keep that, obviously, for the large sort of searching. We're going to... do we need the Red Hot Demon Soul for that? I think so. Now, the Dragon Demon Soul, I think we can actually consume that for souls, because we're not going to use it for anything. Dragon Demon Soul. So we can get Fireball, Firestorm, God's Wrath. Hey, guess what? We're making some souls from this. So, yeah. That turned me on, but no homo, yeah. Just not, that's not, me going, my man, and you being turned on by that is not even remotely homosexual. Not even, like, so, regardless, so, we have 104,306 souls right now. Now, for soul level, whatever it is, what is it? Oh, you can actually see my soul counter. Can you see it above my head? Let me check OBS. You can't see it above my head. No, I'm moving in the way. There it is. No. Here. Here? No, here. No, I'm trying to point. Here it is. Here it is! So, it's just right there. There we go. 104,306. Our current soul level is 34. So, the number of souls that I have right now is actually a lot. As far as the noise that I just made, which was like, hey, like, I don't know where that came from. It has to do with the fact that I'm trying to talk but can't. But anyway, that's the Doom Link special. What about the other Doom Link special? How many Doom Link specials are there, Doom Link? A lot. Point being that I'm special. So, I crack myself up. That's one terrible thing about me. And the reason why I crack myself up is because I make terrible jokes. And the reason why the terrible jokes make me laugh is because I have a terrible sense of humour. So it's like this terrible cycle of me laughing at myself. You know what? This is the time for me to live stream. I found it. Not earlier on, now. Like midday to 3 PM is the time. That's the fucking prime time. So that's the plan from now on. That's when we're gonna stream. So, 119,906. You know, I need that, you know, that sweat emote. Like, that's me now. Because that's a lot of pressure. I have a lot to level up right now. But before we do that, because I want to make sure that I have souls to do this as well, we're going to go to Blacksmith Ed, give him the Red Hot Demon Soul, and then upgrade the the Scimitar plus 8 into the large sword of searching. So we're almost out of Mag Spirit, but will I be finishing it off today? Maybe. It's going to be really sad. Like at the moment, you know what we're going to do, guys? This makes me really sad. This is a very important moment in time. It's done. That's it. I bought this in the Isle of Man and it's finally finished. But that's alright. I very much like this whiskey and I will savour it as much as I can. Well, let's disturb it first. What do you mean, whiskey, Doomlink? That's clear liquid. You must be drinking vodka or white rum. No. No. But anyway, it's whiskey. Shut up. It's just that I say that because there was a legal battle between the Sulby distillery and which I have been to personally on a number of occasions, but or at least the old Sulby distillery, and you know, either UK law or what over whether or not that's even whiskey. And in the end, and I think it was in the year 1997 or 1998, one of those 2 years, the decision was made that it's not whiskey. So technically by law, what I'm drinking right now is not whiskey, but hey, it tastes like whiskey, and they call it whiskey, so let's just say that it's whiskey. How about that? Large Sword of Searching, hello. So now that we've got this thing, and I don't believe that it's upgradable. Actually, maybe it is upgradable, but it doesn't have much damage. And I don't believe... No, we can only... So it gives us an upgrade option for the Large Sword of Searching, but in reality, it's just a Meltstone upgrade. To call it a Meltstone upgrade is literally oxymoronic, because Meltstone returns a weapon to its original form. So, the best thing to... If you want to troll a person, like, truly troll a person who plays Demon Souls, like you've got a friend who plays Demon Souls, what you do is you get on their account, like, I don't know, get involved in some home invasion business, you know, look at how to maybe lockpick a home, and then just get in there, right? Get on their PlayStation 3, and then get into their account, find all of their weapons, actually first collect a lot of Meltstone, and then turn all of their fully upgraded weapons back to the original form with Meltstone. That's how you really, like, if you, maybe not even a friend, like, forget a friend. If you've got a rival, an enemy that maybe plays Demon Souls, just do that. If you really want to hurt them. If you really want to hurt them. That's my recommendation to you. So, at this point, we now have the Large Sword of Searching. What that means, and let me just sort of confirm that that works in the offhand. I believe that it does. It doesn't really give us a... The problem is there's no aura, and there's no image. You see how beneath our stamina bar we have two images there. The first one indicates the effect of the Thief's Ring. The second one is the effect of the Regenerator's Ring. Now, weapons either have an aura that surrounds the person, or it will create something underneath that stamina bar to indicate then that an effect is in effect. Basically, examples of that are the Chris Blade, you've got the Morian Blade, for example. So, yeah, the Large Sword of Searching, however, does not have such a thing. So, what I could do instead, and this would actually be a better idea, is if I equip the Large Sword of Searching here, and the ability shortage, by the way, does not in any way affect. And you know, this, holy shit, guys, I've actually realized that, yeah, I've got 9 viewers. That's why I think this is the best time to actually stream. It's a time-based thing. That's all it is. And it's also chance-based, but I think maybe the time zone does make a difference. So, at this time of day, I would say, based on my experience, that this is in fact the best time for me to be live streaming. More people are watching in general. So, the ability shortage is what I'm trying to say, does not actually affect your luck boost. Now, the Large Sword of Searching, to my knowledge, is not glitched as far as its luck boost. That's actually consistent. The luck stat is what's glitched, but even having said that, that's only second-hand knowledge. Or maybe, well, I don't know if it's first or second-hand knowledge, but point being, the guy who told me could either be right or wrong. And I have never questioned that fact. When he told me that the luck stat is glitched, he just basically told me that, and I took it for the gospel. So it could be wrong, it could be right, who knows. But regardless, I was doing not a Morian Blade build, I'm literally retarded. I was doing a Blue Blood Blade build, which is a luck stat scaling weapon. Now, I'm sure that the luck stat scaling for the Blue Blood Blade is fine, but as far as actually getting better drop rates from that, apparently it's glitched, I don't know. Whether that means that you get less drop rate than you should, I don't know, but regardless. What we're doing right now is killing the fist guys for their Spider Stone, which is what I need. And the Large Sword of Searching, which is currently in my offhand, and you can see it like just trailing behind me, which I think on a visual level is actually pretty cool. I mean, look at this thing. It's a giant fucking sword. It's trailing behind me. Looks like a, maybe it's a fashion statement, I don't know. Yeah, I think that's true, Gray. I think what's been happening is I've been starting too early, which is generally when I wake up, so that was my theory. I was probably too early for the Americans and too late for the Europeans, so I was streaming at the worst possible time. So I think now is the fucking moment that I need to be streaming, so I'm going to do that from now on. There are all sorts of things you need to learn to do when you're streaming, and I think that's one of them. Determining the best time to actually give that a shot. For now, I think that one of those fist guys that I killed has dropped something. Spider Stone! Greystone. That's alright. That was random, Doomlink. I agree. Let's not do that again. Because apparently, yelling Spider Stone in an operatic voice does not cause Spider Stone to appear, so let's just scratch that. Seriously. Yep, I've now got the prime time. I know, well, the thing is daylight savings, which is something that we have in Australia. I don't know if they have that in your general continent, but we have that here. I'll have to keep that in mind, so whatever the difference will end up being, I need to adjust that for winter. Your first blind playthrough of Dark Souls 3 you've been streaming, Gray? Well, whatever I record will be similar to that because I'm not very well versed in Dark Souls 3 myself. And the reason why I'm not well versed in Dark Souls 3 is mainly because it took me a long time to actually pick up the game. To my knowledge, it came out in 2017. I didn't pick it up until May, I think, of 2018. And the reason why, and it's an interesting discussion to get onto, it has to do with the fact that I absolutely hated Dark Souls 2. And I was really disillusioned with the community when, due to their own ignorance, and due to their own lack of understanding of what the Souls series was about at the time, this is going back to the year 2014 when the game came out, Dark Souls 2, and people didn't know jack fucking ballsack about the Souls series. It's just From Software, or whoever was behind it, ended up advertising Dark Souls 2 really heavily, and so people thought, hey, I'll give Dark Souls 2 a try, and then they tried it, and lo and behold, it was actually, like, decent. Because, and what they were reacting to was not the game itself, but actually the formula. Because the Dark Souls 2 formula was the same, roughly, as Dark Souls and Demon Souls. And it was the formula that they thought was really, really good. But they had the illusion that in fact the game itself was good, which is actually not true at all, because if you look at the game in context with the rest of the Souls series, as it was in the year 2014, it was actually rather akin to utter fucking dog shit. So that was Dark Souls 2, and yet you had a plethora of people going, this game is so good, and they didn't necessarily sound like that. They didn't go good, but they might have sounded a bit more normal. But the point that I'm making is that you know, they thought it was the best game since sliced bread, and here I am going, well, if you actually realize that the only reason why you're playing this game is because it was heavily advertised, and you instead played the games before it, you would realize that in fact this game is a huge step down from what was previously the norm in the series. And no one really did that. It took a few years for people to start doing that. And there is a huge number of people who in fact never touched the first Dark Souls game until which time it was remastered. Now, God knows what causes a person to not touch a game until it was remastered. The game came out in 2011. Is that really such a long time ago? Can you not play a game from 2011? What's the deal with that? When were you born? Were you born in 2006? I don't know. I've got no idea. But the point is that Dark Souls was a game that should have been played before it was remastered, put it that way, but no one was playing it. Had they played it properly, they would have realized, or they would have at least had the opportunity to see what Dark Souls 2 wasn't. But the problem is that when your first Souls game is Dark Souls 2, and all of those norms are established, and there was good fashion in Dark Souls 2, that was one of the few good things about that game. It was the fashion. And that, I mean, the birth of Fashion Souls was actually in Dark Souls, but Fashion Souls really became a thing in Dark Souls 2. But, yeah, I do agree fashion was a good aspect to Dark Souls 2, but for a lot of people, Dark Souls 2 was their first Souls game. Now, when that's your first Souls game, not only do you become more... Well, you have a soft spot for the game that you first play in the Souls series, because how it works is that you have to suffer through adversity and through difficulty, and then you conquer that, and the resulting feeling is that you have affection for that, because what was once difficult is now easy for you. And it's just, an affection is born as a result of that. And that's my experience with Demon Souls, but the problem is people have that feeling about Dark Souls 2 of all games, because that was their first Souls game. So what happens is you have these people who, even to this day, despite the fact that they have games like Dark Souls 3 to compare Dark Souls 2 to, actually believe that Dark Souls 2 is a decent game, which is a process of thought that actually blows my mind. But ultimately, the ultimate point is that Dark Souls 2 is not a decent game, and it's only through specific circumstances and misunderstandings that people actually think the game is good. So, yeah. To be completely honest with you, and I have to be serious about this, I don't know what the original point was when I started talking about Dark Souls 2. It might have had something to do with... God, what was it? Because the thing is, I had a point to hit home, right? And then I started talking about Dark Souls 2, and now I've forgotten the point. So, whatever. You almost pulled your hair out fighting Ornstein and Smough. Definitely, that was probably the hardest boss in Dark Souls. Which is difficult for me to say, because when I think about Dark Souls, I'm not challenged by Dark Souls anymore because I've played it so much, but if I look back at what really challenged me when I was first playing it, and you have to understand that my experience of playing Dark Souls was different to me. Well, it was different for other people compared to me, in that I had already played Demon Souls for like... Well, how much would I have played Demon Souls when Dark Souls came out? Probably 800 hours of Demon Souls by the time Dark Souls came out. And what that does to you is allow you to play Dark Souls, despite it being the first time you've ever played it, and you can sort of play it without any problems, because it uses the same formula, roughly, as Demon Souls. Look, I will not disagree that there are a lot of differences between Demon Souls and Dark Souls. There's a huge number of differences, in fact, but the general formula is essentially the same. What that means is that you can go from playing Demon Souls a lot to playing Dark Souls, and you're essentially playing the same game, because it requires the same skill set to be able to succeed. And so, by the time Dark Souls came out, I was well versed in those skills. So, playing Dark Souls was really easy. But Smough and Ornstein really shat on me. Like, despite all of that, I was having a lot of problems with Ornstein and Smough. Like, I would go in there, because the first time I tried the fight, I didn't actually summon Solaire for the fight, because I don't think that I was alive, like, at that time. I think Anor Londo was maybe shitting on me, because of course, back then, because this is one important point. When I went through Dark Souls, I was having a lot of fun. You know, everything was easy, everything was just a fun adventure, and it was really enjoyable, because I didn't have to worry about learning how to play the game. I already knew how to play the game. It was all about just playing through all the areas and having a lot of fun. It was pretty much like an expansion to Demon Souls, but with slightly different mechanics in terms of like the backstab and parry animations and things like that. And you also didn't have to worry about item burden. Mwah, beautiful. What a good thing to introduce. No more item burden. Or a good thing to remove, at the very least. But then, I got to Anor Londo, and I started having problems. First, you had the rafters to walk. And because I was not having problems with Dark Souls, because I was not having problems with Dark Souls up to that point, I did not go through the rafters slowly, which is what you should do. Even to this day, I go through the rafters, mostly. Sometimes I don't, but for the most part, when I cross the rafters in Anor Londo, I go rather slowly. But the first time I did it, I did not do that, and I suffered. I absolutely suffered. And it took me a long time to actually realize, hey, I need to do this slowly. And so I eventually started doing that slowly, and I was succeeding. Great. But that's not all. After that point, I had to deal with the Great Bow Silver Knights, which, I have to tell you, the first time you do that, oh, what an experience that is. You basically have the game pound you anally, like endlessly, and then finally you can sort of get your way through the game, like from that point. But there is a period of learning that needs to be undertaken when you're at those Silver Knights. Yeah, the rafters are terrible grey, but the Silver Knights for me were the big learning curve in Anor Londo, despite the knowledge that I had from Demon Souls at that time. So, from a person who played Demon Souls first, what I can tell you is that Anor Londo was the first moment in time where I really was challenged in Dark Souls, and I was challenged like you wouldn't believe. And now I can pretty much run Anor Londo one go without a problem, because I go slowly through the rafters, which pretty much boosts the percentage of success to around 99%. The 1% being strange movements of the painted guardians. Is that what they're called? I can't remember what they're called, but anyway, they're sort of standing on the rafters. The bullshit that they do is the 1% in which you will fail when you're going through the rafters slowly. And then there's a good 95% chance that I will succeed with the Great Bow people, because I just learned to time it so that I approach the guy on the right side and then parry him, kill him with one shot ideally, and then just move on. I didn't even think to parry when I was first playing through that, because I was so stressed that I wasn't thinking clearly. I didn't even think to parry. I was just getting molested by the Great Bow thing, because when you first go through there, to start with, you don't even know that the guy can put away the Great Bow. You think he's just constantly Great Bowing. So you get in close range and you don't even think to roll through the Great Arrow. You think it's going to hit you no matter what. And then it just... oh. It's really, really rough when you're going through there for the first time. Now, after all of that killing, now let me just put this into perspective. I've killed a lot of enemies there. A lot. And I got 2 Spider Stone. 2! Despite the presence of the large sword of searching. Now that bothers me, because I need a lot of Spider Stones, so... yeah. Yeah, the Painting Guardians are dickheads, assuming that that's what they're called. Maybe I am correct about calling them Painting Guardians, but, yeah, Dark Souls was good, because it challenged me at the point where I was fighting Ornstein and Smough. Anor Londo overall was just challenging for me. Not these days. If I play Dark Souls today, what's challenging me? I find the Duke's Archives to challenge me because the Dreglings there deal a lot of damage with their crystal weapons. And quite similar to going through World 1-1 in this game in New Game Plus and beyond, the balancing is thrown into the toilet, because the idea is that Dreglings attack you frequently but deal little damage. But when they're doing a lot of damage, it starts to be a serious risk. And that's the Duke's Archives for me, because the enemies are attacking you really fast and frequently, but because of their crystal weapons, they're actually dealing a decent amount of damage to you. And because they're like this weird blue colour, maybe they're crystal enemies in general, they're actually pretty beefy in terms of their defense. So to actually look at what would challenge me today in Dark Souls, it would probably be the Duke's Archives. Everything else doesn't really bother me. So I still have 119,758 souls, so obviously I haven't upgraded at any point, but that's alright, I guess. Any spider stone? Any spider stone? No. Greystone and sharp stone, not what I want. Blight Town did challenge me at first, because, well, for some reason I had problems getting to the Crimson set. Like that area where you would have to cross, where those weird mosquito enemies are, which exist in Demon Souls as well, are present. That sort of very narrow place where you walk was giving me problems. I think part of the reason was because of the terrible frame rate. I, for the most part, played Dark Souls on the PS3. I did have it on Xbox 360, but I did not play it much there. Despite the better netcode, I just felt more comfortable playing Dark Souls on the same system that I played Demon Souls on. So, yeah. And the funny thing is, I was having shit connection with the Japanese players, but let me tell you something. Japanese players are closer to people in Australia than Europe and the US. So what that means is that actually playing with Australian and Japanese players is a damn sight better than playing with only Australians, Europeans and Americans. Because then I've got 2 extra player bases which are quite dense in their populations to actually connect with, and they've all got shit fucking connection basically, so that's the situation. How the hell do I have 20 viewers right now? Hello everyone, this is the first time that I've ever been viewed by 20 people at the same time. Very bizarre. But welcome to the Doomlink livestream. I think that it is appropriate for me to welcome you because, once again, I've never been viewed by so many people at one time while live. Because I'm not a huge live streamer, you see. This is sort of a new thing for me, doing live streams. This is the 14th part of the Demon Souls live stream. And I've pretty much only done like 14 live streams ever. So, yeah, I welcome you. At the moment we're trying to get Spider Stone from the non-weapon wielding, I forgot what they're called. I just call them trolls generally. They're actually called scale miners, that's what they're called. That's actually easy to remember because they have scales and they mine, so scale miner, that's easy to remember, but anyway. I'll have to go melee here. Oh god, maybe not. I'll have to buy some arrows, I think. Let's go to Patches and buy some heavy arrows, I think. Grey wants you all to follow, so maybe follow. No, it doesn't matter to me. What was going to be a 1 hour and a half stream has now turned into a 3 hour plus stream, and that is going to continue, I can assure you. Just because I have a lot of viewers right now, and that encourages me to continue streaming. So, let's go talk to Patches, get those heavy arrows, but as well as that, I don't want to use like a crapload of heavy arrows, I also want to use some regular arrows, because heavy arrows are sort of overkill for this area. I have a big ant crawling over my golden nunchuck. And by nunchuck I mean like Wiimote nunchucks, so... I don't have an actual nunchuck there, don't worry. But I'll get 300 for now. It's only 9,000 souls. Like, that is nothing. 9,000 souls. I have 110,903 souls left over from that. And let us show you that. So I need to move to this side, is that right? No, I need to move to this side. Here we go. Is it here? No. Here. There she is, 110,903. Scheisse. Nearly knocked over my sake decanter. Here it is. But I'm out of sake. So I'm stuck with my... This is my final glass of Manx Spirit, which makes me pretty sad, but... Anyway. Yeah, I can't stop when I have 20 viewers, that's absolutely true. So... And 20 viewers isn't that much, really, in the context of Twitch streamers, but it is a lot for me, so I have to keep going. I must continue. But the worst thing is that I'm doing pretty unentertaining stuff right now. How many Spider Stone do I have in total at the moment? Let me check. Maybe I have enough to upgrade another level. It's possible. So let's go to withdraw so that we can see what we have in our storage at the moment. 5. I'll try to upgrade. We'll see what we've got. Excuse me. It's funny that I've got the large sword of searching just sitting on my waist like that. But yeah, definitely if you are interested in lots of Demon Souls live streaming, then feel free to follow me. I do generally live stream at least five days in a week. Generally more than that. At the moment, more than that. Pretty much 7 days in a week lately, but that's going to change. Probably 5 to 4 days at some point. Once I get sort of over the experience of live streaming, maybe I'd say 4 to 5 days, but anyway. Let's see what we need. Ooh, we need 1 more shard of Spiderstone. This is what's killing me right now. It's needing to get the regular shards of Spiderstone. It's actually really fucking hard. So, anyway. You had a date today, Grey. Well, how did it go? Did it have anything to do with your mother being pregnant? Because, oh dear. I mean, I can think of there are a few important things that have happened in your day, Grey. A date and your mother being pregnant and giving birth and needing to see her in the hospital. I mean, bloody hell. What a day, am I right? You should tell us some weird date stories. Oh god. Well, I don't even know if I would want to tell those. No. I don't think I'll tell you those. I don't have too many weird ones. I can tell you some sad ones. Like how when I made the decision to not go with my girlfriend to the movie, she instead decided to, and this was a long time ago, she decided to instead, with another guy who was turning up. We were going to go to see the movies in a larger group, you see. And, oh, I didn't buy arrows. That's a bit of a fucking problem, isn't it? I don't have any. Oh no, I'm actually retarded. I did buy some heavy arrows, but I wanted to buy light arrows because they're not necessary. Like, the heavy arrows that I have here are not necessary for this, but anyway. What I was going to say is that you get 1 story, okay? Grey, that's all you get, and you deserve this. But basically, we were going to the cinema in a large group, and because I was a bit annoyed by the fact that they didn't like that I was like kissing my girlfriend regularly, okay, during the movie. I was young at the time. We're talking 14, 15. And and this sort of turned out pretty negatively, basically. But because I decided not to go to the next organised cinema venture, some other guy came who was an acquaintance slash friend of mine. He had been a friend of mine for like 5 years at the time. And my girlfriend and him started like holding hands, right? No one gave a shit. And so they sort of started this weird thing where they were in like this bizarre relationship which was secret from me, and then she was pretending to like instead be leading him on for no purpose whatsoever, but in fact she was actually into him but not into me, and then it was just becoming this huge psychological mess where I was being basically led on by her telling me that she was leading him on. And so in actuality I was in the dark, but thinking that he was in the dark, and it was later exposed through tragic circumstances that in fact I was in the dark. But that was that situation. That's the only story you're hearing from me regarding relationships, but I don't care about it because it was a long time ago, but anyway. And also, I learned a lot from that. And because of that, Grey, I blame you, Grey. I'm now down to 7 viewers. I lost, like, fucking... Oh, I probably lost 10 viewers because of you, Grey. How do you feel about that? Anyway. No. As long as you're here, Grey, I'm having a party. I'm having a party. No, but really, that was a shit relationship in the end, but I do look back on it and say to myself, hey, I was young at the time. And I didn't approach all situations necessarily, like, with the necessary know-how of how to deal with them all. So you'd have these problems arise, and I just wouldn't deal with them in the right way. I'd sort of chastise her, and I'd put her down. And whenever I'd be sad, it would always be a manipulative sort of sad, not a real sad, just sort of to make her feel like she'd made a mistake sort of thing. And that sort of manipulation is not okay in a relationship, and that was my immaturity that led to that. There's a level of maturity that is required to be able to manipulate people, but there's also a level of maturity that is required to understand that that's not okay. So, or perhaps not maturity, but maybe empathy, maybe something, but it was a relationship that we had where we were both manipulative, you see. Men often accuse women of being manipulative, but definitely in that relationship I was also manipulative, which is not okay. It's not okay for anyone to be manipulative in a relationship, and I suppose the big learning experience in that relationship was that it's not okay to do that. And that there are parts of me which, like, I have a bad temper in some respects, and I also have low tolerance for people who are different to me. And so it was all about, see, look at this, I'm losing viewers by the fucking moment. I hate you, Grey. This is your fault. Anyway. Is morality what I need? No. It's not what I need, because I do have morals. It was just a fact that, you see, I was doing these things without realizing that I was doing them. That was what it was. And that had to do with immaturity. Because when you're immature, you do things without realizing what you're doing. And so that was the journey that I had to undertake. It was a case of me, it's not about not having morals. I had morals, just perhaps not in that regard. But regardless of whether or not I had morals, I just didn't realize that that's what I was really doing. You know, I was being manipulative, but convincing myself that I was actually, like, genuine about my feelings, but anyway. What I'm probably going to do, Grey, is I will do one more round of this, and then I'll probably end the live stream, because I've been streaming for a long time, but I'll know now to not stream too early. Because what ends up happening usually is that I'll start getting all these viewers by the time I am ready to finish. This time I've kept the stream going for a bit longer than usual, but yeah. That's alright. I don't mind doing that. You know, it's incredible to me that I've gotten so few shards of spider stone. I mean, we're not talking about large shards. We're not talking about chunks. We're talking about regular shards. Even with the large sort of searching, I have not really gotten anything, to be honest. So, it's quite sad. But no, I've been streaming for about 3 hours and 30 minutes, which is... This will stand to be the longest Demon's Souls stream that I've done so far, and I've done 14 of these, inclusive of this part. So, yeah, generally, for the purposes of watching the stream back, I like to keep it relatively short. Like, I don't want a 5-hour long live stream, because I know that when you want to watch that back, you sort of think, oh, that's a lot to watch. It's different when it's live, because either you join later on, or it's more enjoyable to watch when it's live, or things like that, but when it's a pre-recorded thing, you're not as inclined to watch such a long recording, but I am officially out of Make Spirit. The bottle is empty. Actually, it's not. Let's... I've never done this before, but how about we do it? Well, I believe that's all. I'd never have the patience for this farming without you, Doomlink. Well, the worst thing is, Grey, that you're not getting any benefit from this farming. I'm the one benefiting from it. But, anyway. So, that's it for this live stream, everyone. I hope you all enjoyed watching. The worst thing is, Grey, I didn't even get an extra follower out of all of that. So, maybe people don't love me. Maybe it's all in your head. But anyway, I do thank you for your support. But regardless, I think that's it for this video. I am going to make some attempt to get more Spiderstone off camera. I will at least get the compound longbow sticky 2+3 off camera. And then, well, we have 111,428 souls, so let's go and level up now. How about we do that? What's their face? I forgot what it is. Maiden in Black, there it is. It's actually written, makes it easier. So we'll take you to 35, we'll take you to 20, and then the rest will be in dexterity. Beautiful. So 37 dexterity, a bit more vitality. Vitality is necessary because we don't have that much defense here. But anyway. No homo. Yeah, no homo, man. Just keep telling me that you love me and then just admit that it's not homosexual. Or at least try to make me believe that it's not homosexual. But anyway, so thank you all for watching. In the next video, I will be going through the rest of the game probably, because there isn't too much for me to do in this build. Compared to the Morion Blade build, I really just don't have much to do in this build, so I already have the weapon that I want. I've already got the large sword of searching in this video, so I've done a lot of what I needed to do. Off camera, I'm going to try and get some more Spiderstone to level up this bow, and then by the time I pick up in part 15 of the video series, or the live stream series, we will indeed just be going through the rest of the game, hopefully with a stronger sticky bow. So anyway, I thank you all for watching. I will see you guys when I'm next recording, which will either be tomorrow or the day after, and I hope you sit tight in the meantime. But for now, thank you all for watching, and I will catch you all later. Bye bye.